We're live. This Chatterbox number 22, the most mediocre hangout on YouTube. Oh yeah, now we're live. We'll do that again. The most mediocre hangout ever. So we sent a link to Mr. Mediocre to see if he actually is interested in joining us or not. I doubt he'll ever show up, but hey, can't hurt to give it a shot.
And a wonderful introduction, by the way.
Oh yeah. I'm McStabby Pants. We have Engelhardt here eating.
Yo.
Hello.
Have Mr. K-Twa Quad joining us from the land of the rising sun.
Yeah. I said hello before you introduced me. That was fucking awesome.
Well, I took a fucking minute there because I was just like, apparently my brain's hot.
Your brain farted.
Oh, Mr. William Stenchover. You know what? I have no idea if Mr. Mediocre will even join us. If he will, that's awesome. If he doesn't, hey man, whatever, dude. He made no promises. Time, I have no fucking idea, man.
Everyone just wait for that. If it doesn't happen, they'll dip out.
Yeah, let's not say a word until he shows up.
Everyone just sit here quietly.
Just sit here and breathe heavily for 2 hours or whatever.
Sounds about right.
You nailed it, buddy.
Uncomfortable breathing. I do it like a pro.
I think I spelled that wrong. Did I spell that wrong? It's not camel. Proper spelling of Jabberwocky.
Is that actually how you spell Jabberwocky?
I think it might be Jabberwocky.
Yeah, it sounds right to me, dude. Now spell Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch or Dundersnatch?
Bandersnatch. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, Bandersnatch. What's a Bandersnatch?
I do not know what a Bandersnatch is supposed to be in according to the book. I think it was not ever really described, but they made it like a big cat in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Missing an eyeball.
Yeah, well, the mouse stole its eyeball.
Yeah.
And then it was, for some reason, upset with this. I don't know why.
Oh no, I'm totally okay when my eyeballs get taken.
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk about a pussy.
Yeah, he had one. It's not like he didn't have any at all.
Exactly. You can still see, bitch. What you crying for?
The honest misfortune for them is that my eyeballs are garbage already. No, I can't see shit without my glasses on, so it's like, haha, joke's on you, man. You're not even getting a fully functioning eyeball anymore.
Bandersnatch seems like maybe what you would get if you put one of those, like the penis pumps, they fucking pump up the dick, but you put them on like a vagina and they just puff out the pussy lips really big, and it'd be like the band around where it was sealed. That'd be the Bandersnatch. I don't know, man. I think that might be what you got it.
Yeah.
So
all right then.
Woo! Way to start it off, man.
We angered the sun god in California.
Oh yeah, we kicked in its nuts. Very hard.
Yeah, he's been trying to burn us off the face of the fucking planet for the last couple of days. And
damn good job with it.
Yeah, I think it got to 115 at some point.
God damn, dude.
It was like 2 days in a row, and then it didn't cool down like last night, really, so today was just as hot. It was like 3 days, I think, altogether, and it never really cooled down at night.
So my night owl self came out last night. I was out till about 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I actually didn't pass out till about 4.
Well,
it was still 80-something degrees at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Like 85. It's like, that's just I don't know. You don't see that very often here. Like,
it's very well. It happens. It happens at least once a year.
Yeah,
We always get at least one really bad, like set of 2 or 3 days that are hot. So I mean, it's just usually earlier in the summer than this. This is a little later in the summer than we usually get.
But I do wonder how hot does it need to be for you to cook an egg on the sidewalk? Like, you can probably get away with that hot.
Dude, I bet Google has an answer.
Yes, Google that shit, because apparently I don't really need to know the science behind this. Because if it's going to be just as hot tomorrow, or if we're going to have another day like this, I'm definitely going to be cooking an egg on the sidewalk just to see what happens.
That actually autofill.
Yeah, you're not the first person to wonder about this.
And it shows how much I Google things, which I guess is kind of nice.
Minimum temperature to cook an egg is 130 degrees.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, but the sidewalk can be hotter than the
Right.
the temperature.
The sidewalk holds heat and will probably be a lot hotter.
Yeah, if you have blacktop or anything like that, that's the place to do it.
It doesn't really say. Let's see. After 5 minutes on the sidewalk in 112-degree heat, this egg didn't fry, so it would have to be over 112. So it would probably have to be near 103. I'll bet you 125 or so.
Then you have egg on your sidewalk, and you're like, ah,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do now?
Well, something will eat it. No, it might send me notifications.
Yeah, the ants, if no one else, the ants will gobble that shit up.
Someone will give me salmonella.
Right.
Oh man, Twitter keeps tweaking me because fucking people are still responding to like random stuff. Oh, you know what? Let's see here. What's the link to the actual hang? I don't want to send the link to the Hangout. I don't need to have people joining us. That wouldn't be good. We're not that good yet. We're
Did you personal message people on Twitter?
Face Mama, who was awesome. With what now?
Yeah.
Can you somewhat personal message people on Twitter?
I can somewhat, but I was just thinking I was in the same.
Because that's just dropping it like in the middle of a tweet, like tweeting to somebody is probably not end well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. If they have their DMs open, then anybody can send it. But I can't. If it's closed, then it's only to like people that they're following or that they allow or whatever. So, and I can't imagine with him having 300,000 subscribers that he would have his DMs open.
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't. That'd be insane. But you know what? I did send him the link, and who knows, man?
Yeah, like you said, man. He's definitely not joining if you don't send it.
Oh, here was something I thought was absolutely out of this fucking world insane now. I had to share it with you guys. It was just so crazy. Oh, it's Akinaro. Hey, man.
Akinaro.
I know you can always cook an egg on an angry feminist there.
Nice.
Go to screen share and boom. So one of the founders of Black Lives Matter, Yusra Kogali, was speaking at a thing last weekend, but on her Facebook, she posted a whole bunch of stuff, essentially, about how white people are genetic defects, and that we need to be, what is it? What do we need to be wiped out? The whole race needs to be wiped out because we're genetic defects, so no worries.
Yeah, no melanin, man. It's all about that melanin.
That's just insane. Like, and here's the funny thing: like, no consequences whatsoever from Facebook. Apparently.
Yeah. Reverse the races on that and see what happens.
It's one of those moments where it's so crazy they just don't know what to do with it. You know,
well, in Canada, that's actually a crime. What she posted on Facebook, where she is in Canada. And people have gotten, arrested and fined for that kind of stuff. I don't think it's like put you in jail kind of crime.
Probably a nice heavy fine.
But you notice that they don't even so much as investigate. So it's like super one-sided, apparently.
No, like I said, it would take reversing the races for them to do anything about it.
Well, and here's the thing. Here's something else from Canada that I thought was funny because it sort of ties in. So obviously, she doesn't understand science because anything that interbreeds is not a fucking defect. But this is from Calgary. This is literally, according to the Calgary police, you listen to heavy rock music, you or your child could become a neo-Nazi. This isn't a fucking fucking send out this letter. All right?
Holy
so
shit.
all this other stuff, but here's the signs from the
all right, let's find out.
Calgary Police Service.
Let's find out for neo-Nazis.
If your child is involved in a hate group, these early warning signs may be a clue. Sudden lack of interest in school.
Yo, wait. I'm marking to see if I'm in a hate group.
Oh, okay. The next one would be adopting new groups of friends and staying out late without any explanation. Fucking last night, dude. You were out till 3.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess there's clearly an explanation for that. But when I first started hanging out with certain people, like staying out super late, there was no explanation.
I don't know, man.
For shits
I think you're a Nazi.
It's bad for me, though.
Yeah. I got the feeling that you could replace signs of a child being part of a hate group with signs of a child being a teenager.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It gets
Angsty
better.
as
violence or secretive behavior. Now, here's the thing about this one. What the fuck do those have to do with each other?
Yeah, violence or secretive. Those are synonyms.
Hiding stuff from people.
Fucking random combination of things, right?
Yeah. I just checked my thesaurus, and yeah, absolutely. Violence, secretive, same thing.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me. Like, it's just such a weird combination.
Yeah.
They're suddenly beating people up, or they're not telling you everything.
That was fucking weird.
Well, for one, being a teenager, don't you automatically not want to tell your parents everything? Isn't that just kind of the thing you do? Because I probably did that.
Yeah, that's pretty natural.
Like, I'm just not. One, just not because I'm not. That's about it.
Oh, I might have to think. Whoops. Forgot I was sharing the screen. There was my Twitter, folks.
All right, don't click the bestiality porn tab, dude. Whatever you do.
There was no
You see it all.
Nice try, though.
We see all things.
Overt hostility to parents and family, disobedience, rudeness, more like typical teenage behavior.
Right.
Racist graffiti, drawings, and doodling.
Okay.
That one is a weird one because it's really specific. But yeah, if your kid is blatantly writing racist shit down on buildings or on paper, that might actually be something.
That one's the one that makes sense. That makes
that's probably the only one you need on here, really.
Yeah, playing loud, heavy music with violent lyrics. Yet again, that's a teenager.
Right.
Now, this one I don't agree with being necessarily a warning sign. Stereotyping and scapegoating of certain groups, name-calling, racial and religious slurs in conversation all times. A lot of teenagers will just start to push the fucking limits. And see what you'll put up with.
Yeah, they're always testing boundaries, dude.
I think it's just it's probably driving home the more consistency. Like, there's pushing the limit, and there's just being a dick about it.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that's just literally that just seems like teenage behavior.
Yeah, if it is at all times, that's what I'm saying.
How long before they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, kid?"
But then it's like at all times, even when they hit that part, they still do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the at all times.
That's when they're like a grown up, it's different. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but now
when I was in like faggot was real big when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And like I have a gay uncle and shit. And there's other gay people in my family. I don't really give a shit. It's just I never combined the two. I just learned it as a standard thing that everybody said when I was a kid. And so it was like
Louis C.K. had a great bit about that, dude.
Yeah.
He was talking about how it didn't mean faggot or whatever, and he was like, you know what? Even if I saw a guy sucking a dick or whatever, he was like, it's not being a big deal. But if that guy stopped and said something stupid like, "People from Phoenix are Phoenicians," he was like, I'd say something like, "Hey, stop being a faggot and get back to sucking that guy's dick."
Yeah, Louis C.K. Here we go. The next one: making racist or bigoted comments about minorities, immigrants, or foreigners. Again, I don't know, man. That could be either way. That could be a warning sign, or it could be like just fucking rebelling and acting out and fucking seeing how far they can push the line. Push to the limit. A marked repugnance to consider certain ethnic or religious groups as fully Canadian or even human. Now, that's a warning sign. Okay, that would be too far.
Right.
Wearing or displaying Nazi propaganda and symbols such as swastikas or the Iron Cross.
Come on. Where is this happening, dude? Is this actually happening, dude?
Have you guys ever seen, what do you call it? The Pacifier? Vin Diesel movie where he's like a super secret agent and he has to like his kids.
Yeah.
And the one kid is dressing up like a Nazi. So you better make sure your kid is really a Nazi and not just going to do like the Sound of Music.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That could be going on. Could be just dressing up for a musical.
Yeah.
That would be if your kid's wearing fucking Nazi propaganda or paraphernalia. That might be a little bit of a worry. Iron Cross. I don't think a lot of teenagers do enough research to know what the Iron fucking Cross is. So let's just count that one out. And then the last one, changing their appearance. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus. So there's a couple legitimate ones, and the rest of them are just teenager behavior.
Thanks.
It's definitely it's just repeats it. Yeah, it's definitely like fucking moral panic kind of like stuff. I mean, it's the same shit they had in fucking the 70s. You're listening to Kiss, you must worship the devil, and blah blah blah. That kind of nonsense going on there. That shit was
Yeah, it's cyclical, man. It's gonna fucking Somebody's gonna be panicking about some crazy shit pretty much all the time, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or yeah. Remember when they thought video games were causing fucking violence and shit? That one lasted. Well, that's kind of still going, but like, remember when it was like really fucking out there, dude?
It comes and goes.
Yeah.
I think it'll spark up, and there'll be this big thing, and then it'll come back down, and then people will forget about it, and they'll just kind of cycle back around.
Yeah, is, with as far as it's swung to the PC sort of lefty way, I don't want to see it swing that far back to the right. It's sort of the religious, moralistic nonsense, because that tends to be, if anything, worse.
Yeah.
Using religion as violence, as a means of violence, instead of video games? Is that what you mean?
Well, if it's in the name of God, yeah, it's got a little more backing.
Moralization, like if you're not a Christian, you're an evil person kind of thing. And that's the same kind of thing that went after like video games in the 80s, was the super religious right wing.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the piece swing back instead of being like, well, games are sexist. I don't want to see it being like, well, games are the devil's fucking playground right after we just sold all this shit.
That sounds like a video game in itself. The Devil's Playground.
It does actually sound like a fucking video game.
Yeah. Like, dude, you guys play the new game? It's called Devil's Playground.
I should probably look that up.
Let's get a crowdfunding going for that, dude.
If there isn't one, why? Why isn't there a game already?
Let's see. The board game.
Oh, all right. We
It's
got
a fucking board game. That's funny.
Yeah, those burn easier than video games, so that'll be good.
Images for the Devil's Playground video game.
Oh no, it's StarCraft images. It was an expansion pack.
Okay, maybe it's a map on there or something.
Yeah, or it's an extra map.
That's hilarious. It actually is a fucking. What's speed chat? Why is chat talking about speed chat?
Chat on speed.
Oh, if there's like a lot of people or something. Yeah, 5 viewers is a lot for us.
Right.
We're like, oh god, no, fuck you. Let's see.
I do rather enjoy the dumbasses comment. That's pleasant.
Yeah.
But good.
Packed house. At least 2 of the 5 are me and Stabby monitoring the chat. So
Well, I think we're back down to just Akinara and maybe William Stenchevert. Although, if you're signed in and he's signed in and I'm signed in, then that might be all 3 viewers.
No, I only had it up when you were screen sharing so I could see the chat.
Ah, okay.
Because I'm professional like that, thank you.
We have no place for that kind of shit here.
All right, then, bye.
You knock that shit off right now.
You should totally call the devil. That would actually be rather amusing.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely be down for that. Oh, here was a good one that I found. This was a trip. This is kind of like a weird one. Lord of the Flies all-girl remake. I just don't even know why you would, like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because you can?
I guess. I don't know.
Because that's what it is. It used to be just straight remakes. Now it's remakes where you just swap genders on shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, and I'm wondering if there's going to be an excuse to have, like, hot teenage girls who are, like, 14, 15, but, like, played by, like, 19-year-olds and shit with, like, fucking bikinis and stuff for the whole fucking movie.
I'm already feeling uncomfortable and like I need a shower.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of doubt it, but it'll be at least watchable.
It's from the Lord of the Flies with the guys. They're all just hanging out in their underwear, so I'm sure that was. I'm sure a lot of creepy people were happy about that.
Ugh.
Being like sort of used to do the same thing with girls except for guys. But I didn't really care for the movie anyway. I think the story is kind of dumb. I mean, it does talk about like tribalism and like how crazy people get when there's
no civilization.
No law. But I think it goes a lot further than what really ever happened.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that people are all mad about it though. I don't get that part. I just don't give a shit.
I'm sitting here reading.
Yeah, I know. I have no interest in watching it. I know that much.
Oh, the lady version of all-women version of Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
So I'm reading the chat here. It says, last time I was here, Stabby accused me of being Joy Sparkle, a Joy Sparkle fanboy.
Wait, what? Did I?
Yeah.
What did you do?
No, it was me. It wasn't you, Stabby.
Oh,
it was a joke.
You did, Twa.
Oh, he said something. He said something about the wrench, but yeah, I was kidding, dude. It was a joke.
No,
should we give William Snitch ever a wrench? I don't know. He doesn't have one.
Yeah. No, you said something about him not being able to kick anybody out because he didn't have a wrench.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, we just don't kick anyone out.
Yeah. No, we're never going to kick anybody out. It was jokes, dude. We were kidding.
You can't handle the wrench.
I mean, oh shit, we were live when we said that?
He's like, we gentlemen to face cleavage. Actually, he was nice. No, we're not banning William Snitch ever.
Yeah, there you go. There's
Trudeau
your
really wants to
wrench.
ban somebody. Like, that is
Play.
suddenly his goal in life.
Play nice.
Yeah, you could have, but not now. You waited too long. Now he's got a wrench.
See, I always try to flash my cleavage when I'm trying to make a point.
Oh, no, we had Base Mama come on for the Thursday cast.
Yeah.
She's got large boobs.
Oh, okay.
She didn't do webcam, though, so... I don't know.
You sound like you're bummed about that.
No, I don't really care.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like you haven't seen plenty of videos of her cleavage, dude. Come on. Yeah, and I've seen it in real life, so fuck y'all.
Fuck you, Dad.
Okay.
I met her in person, hung out. That makes me better.
If she puts on a webcam, then I would feel obligated to turn on my webcam and all that shit. So I'd just be like, nah, I'm going to pass.
Right.
Show your true face.
Yeah, well, it's not like you haven't shown your face in videos and shit.
Yeah. There's a bunch of videos on here with my face, and also like with me taking my shirt off a couple times, I think. I was going to have this whole room candle lit, but like it's just too damn hot to be lighting fires. I just thought that'd be funny as hell when he came over and you just like walk in. Why is it fucking lit with candles?
Why is there candles, rose petals, and Barry White playing in the fair?
I'm for podcast.
Here comes the real Entitled Studios.
Oh, I can never show this real face. It's just like the flat line. Oh man. Oh, that's the one thing that's interesting about the internet is like this push to make everybody like show their face on it like constantly.
Yeah, that's
put a face to a name, don't you?
Yeah, it's a little weird, man. I don't understand why they think that's a big deal.
Like everybody wants to get rid of anonymity, like all the companies, and that's what makes the internet awesome. That you're totally anonymous. You can say like all sorts of terrible things to people, and they can say all sorts of terrible shit back, and it doesn't fucking matter. You just go about your life because all your problems with the internet harassment can be solved by clicking a fucking button once.
Just checking out, dude. Bam.
Hit that little red X button in the corner for like a day, and suddenly you're not being harassed anymore. You just fuck off and walk away into the real world.
I always kind of felt it as a dedication to put yourself out there.
Yeah,
it does kind of make a statement that you're not just wanting to be a really crazy looking you sitting in the middle of the screen. It's actually like putting a face on and being like, hey, this is kind of.
I'm not saying people that want to do it shouldn't. I'm saying I don't understand why the internet companies are trying to take away the anonymity. Like, oh, you got to put your real name in. Like, fucking Facebook thinks I'm going to send them a copy of my fucking ID. Yeah, I'm going to send you a copy of my fucking driver's license. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you can just lock my account. Thanks. It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had the request yet.
Well, you didn't name your account Skittles McStabby Pants.
Oh, okay.
And then shit on somebody because they were just a fucking moron or some sort of thing, and I left a comment that was rather unpleasant.
Why am I not surprised about this at all?
Of course, when they ask you to like confirm that it's your name, you also didn't send them several pictures of a woman shitting on a dinner plate.
Jesus Christ, man! What the hell's wrong with you?
Fucking hilarious.
That would be my idea. It didn't work. I hoped it would work.
Yeah. Somehow that didn't.
What the fuck?
Somehow that didn't work to verify you, huh? That's odd.
No, see, the problem is that verified you exactly who you are.
They're like, "Yep, that's Skittles."
If anything, somebody named Skittles who's starting to send you pictures of a woman shitting on a plate, you'd be like, "It's probably him."
Identify yourself. There you go.
Plus, the thought of somebody having to actually view that is fucking hilarious, dude.
Like, oh, I wonder what this No.
So you guys know how like Mr. Mediocre was like, gave us the maybe he might be on, maybe he might not be kind of on thing. He was on this podcast like KOJ or something like that, the KOJ podcast, where essentially it's like a whole thing that started making fun of like one streamer on online. They just make fun of like Darkside Phil. I don't really know who Darkside Phil is, but it's fairly amusing. But on there, he was talking to this guy named Fred. He's like, I'm just going to call you Food of Fred. And I think everybody should just send Futanari pictures to Fred on Twitter. So for like a couple of months, I would just send him like one Futanari picture, Futanari being hentai with chicks with dicks.
Okay.
And I would just send him like one Futanari picture with no explanation on Twitter like every day for like a couple of months before I got bored with it. So, I mean...
Yeah, or who's the chick you kept sending pictures of food to?
Oh, that's... That's Opal, because she was complaining about not having enough food again. You know, the flood.
Oh, nice. No, I thought there was someone from a while back that you were doing that too. That was annoyed about food pictures or something.
Oh, that was fucking. Oh, who was that? She turned out to have multiple personality disorders, so I thought it might be a good idea to stop.
Oh yeah, yeah. At that point.
Yeah, she turned out to actually have like legitimate mental health problems, and I was just like, I'm not going to engage with this person anymore. That seems like a bad choice.
Yeah. It seems a hazard to my health.
Yeah, and I was just like, she's got enough problems without me sending her like it was pictures of fat people eating.
Yeah.
She was all shitty on like a cat, like I fucking hate fat people and they eat. It's so gross when they eat. I can't watch it. And I was just like,
oh, that's just
that's an invitation for Stabby.
Tweeted her like 3 images immediately. Like 5 minutes later, she was in the thing. I will fucking block you. Oh man, it was so funny.
You're like a virus. You just kind of go to one side, completely shit all over it, and once they kick you out, then you go to the next one until wait till then.
These stupid shit. Like you can not like shit. Like sad people are making watching that completely bothers this shit. But if you see that online, it's like you're asking me to send these things.
Yeah, that would be the response I would expect if I point out some stupid thing that I hate.
I would
expect to see it.
Like, although I do send people cock shots and wiener pics all the time, and it's literally pictures of roosters and like dachshunds.
Nice.
Because I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, there's a lot of people that literally just send unsolicited pictures of their penis. And whenever somebody complains about getting them, I send them pictures of a rooster or a dachshund.
See, that'd be great. That's a good way. I like that. That's a nice touch. I'll take that.
I'm not entirely evil.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, I may have forwarded pictures of food to somebody who's literally like not have enough food because of the flood in Texas. There was only once, and people are taking her food right now. So I feel like I kind of helped in a weird way.
You are a terrible person.
Yeah, your trolling accidentally helped, dude.
You mean accidentally? That was totally my plan.
You trolled for good. for the sake you troll.
You used his trolling powers for good.
It kind of now I kind of understand why everybody seems to know who I am. For a while, it's like I don't know how all these like people like remember me or even like recognize my name.
Yeah, well, the name is unique, so even if you weren't a fucking wackadoo, putting weird trolling shit out there, the name alone is pretty fucking memorable. And then you make these wacky comments, dude. So yeah, you make an impression, dude.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, there was that campaign I was running for a couple of months where every podcast or hangout that I watched, it was like, take your shirt off, man. Only the guys, though, but not the girls. It was hashtag free the male nipple.
Yeah.
I remember that. Hey, were you on the one when Jeff actually did it? When Holiday actually did it? And Andy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was a bunch of them.
Yeah, the one that disappeared because Andy went off on fucking Francesca.
Oh,
when he was all fucking drunk.
And then also, there was a couple other podcasts, hangouts that did that too. It's almost become like a thing now. Oh, and the happy birthday thing has become a thing. A lot of people do that.
See?
Just wish happy birthday to somebody like every time.
That's why I said way back when that you would make a great cult leader, dude.
Yeah, seriously, just brainwash people all day long. Eventually, you'll get a following. It's not the following you want, but it's the following you deserve.
Let's see here. I gotta look something out real quick.
The suspense is killing me.
Well, I'm thinking I might still have it up.
What is it, Stabby?
I'm looking for the thing. It's a Google thing.
He's building suspense, dude. Relax. I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm not. I'm lounged back far, and it's really relaxing.
Let's see here.
Okay, now I don't care anymore.
Oh, I used to have a how to start a cult presentation. But it seems to be gone.
Oh yeah, that was one of your little PowerPoint ones, dude.
Yeah,
but it's gone now.
Yeah, it's still got to be on that video if you want to search through 5 hours of video to find it.
Yeah, see, that's the big one. You have to make sure. That you're, hide your trail and find. You have to look through all the signs of where to find it. But I think we did.
Actually, a bunch of mine have disappeared.
Probably for good reason.
Damn. Have you been censored?
No, I guess they don't save them after a certain point. I wish I'd known that. I'd have fucking downloaded them. Mm-hmm. Oh well, never mind. That was. I had a whole thing on how to start a cult. So it's unfortunate that that's gone. This would have been a perfect time to break that out. Revisit it because I don't even remember it.
Bring it up. Talk about some more.
Yeah, that's really strange.
We'll have to go back and dig through the archives and see if we can find it.
Yeah,
and then we can bring it on. You can bring it on either for Thursday, Wednesday?
Yeah, well,
for the afternoon.
I can't resurrect the thing, but I'll just I'll try to remember to cut the video out and repost it. Again, it'll just be how to start a cult with Stabby or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, all the presentations in one awesome video, that's still up, so it's at least there somewhere.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking if I cut it out, then people can check it out. So that should be posted up on there for them.
In one unreasonably long video.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's only 5 hours and 11 minutes long.
See, that's the one thing that's so fascinating to me is there's actually a video that's 5 hours long of content we did.
Yeah.
We just generally generated that much. And it's how much work can we put into these things? Well, how much work did you and Classel put into those things? Because I sure as hell didn't do
those
thing.
Well, there's 253 videos on the Untitled Studios channel, dude.
Well, I always have ideas. I have an idea for a video series you and I could do. I just don't have anywhere to film it.
Well,
I want to call it Freezer Burn. And we're just going to review frozen TV dinners.
Nice.
And there's so many out there. So, this would be a long series. And just every week, we'll just check out a new one. We'll start with the Hungry Man and just check each one out. And we got to do it on a nice tablecloth,
little neck napkin just put in here.
Well, we're not going to be as much featured as the food is. I legit want to review them. I really actually want to review this is good or bad.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, I can picture it. A nice tablecloth. Yeah, again, the neck napkins,
fine dining,
candlelight, maybe some wine. It would be great.
So are we talking about the TV dinner still, right? Because this is an entirely different segment if that's what you're going for.
No, actually, I think it would be hilarious to have a fucking really formal setup like that and be eating TV dinners.
Yeah, and then we're just talking about like, oh, this is a slight hints of caramel on the back, on the back of my tongue. Kind of thing, like really getting into it.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be the best part, dude. Is being all formal like that, dude.
There were these really
Yeah.
cheap plastic Hawaiian style wine glasses that look kind of like. Here, I'm gonna screen share in a second once I get these popped out. Hey, everything is hard lines to fucking work, damn it.
Whoa.
Okay, apparently this is just not working out for me. All right, let's just use that. Hold on. Yeah.
Back to the
Akinaro
screen share.
says it's funny that he watched all those videos and 80% of them live.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Akinaro was like our only fan.
Yeah. Been
Hell,
around
all
since the
y'all.
beginning, man.
And then yeah, sort of like these kind of like wine glasses, but cheaper and plastic.
Nice.
And then I got candles, all that kind of shit. It should be fairly amusing.
Yeah, dude. I think that'd be pretty good, man.
It would be entertaining.
Entertaining.
At least I hope.
Well, at least for you and me. I don't know about. What do you think, Harth? Is that good?
What?
You think you'd find it entertaining?
What? Judging Frios and TV dinners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a dining table anywhere?
No, I eat off of a card table.
That would work. We just put a tablecloth over that.
A little
shit.
squeaky.
Yeah, they don't have to know what it looks like underneath. They don't need.
Over it, and then I'll get some candle holders and some like long paper candles.
Yeah. And on,
There you go.
yeah, and on camera you can't tell that the glasses are plastic.
I mean, if anything, you can always just. I actually do own wine glasses.
No, but these are cheap plastic shitty wine glasses. It'll be way funnier.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we
Find
can
them.
clink them together, and you get that little plastic.
That would be awesome, dude.
Just gotta make sure that. Wait, I think we can do this. Yeah.
And primarily the shot will just be of like the table and stuff. It won't be us.
Yeah. It'll be like a.
Yeah, like we'll legit be reviewing the booth. Like we'll
Like
start
all you
with
can
the
see is
video
like your
of,
hands going to
getting
cut
it
shit up.
Yeah, maybe get a little like cut, like going through like the directions and putting it in the oven and just like all that good stuff.
Just throw it in there.
Oh, exactly. Great. And we'll do
Okay.
like a different one for each one.
I'm on board with this. I'm on
Okay.
board.
So we'll have to offer. We'll figure out a good time for you and I to do that on like a weekly basis or something. No, we don't want to drink wine. We want water because a true
Hungry man.
food reviewer would want to clear their palate between courses.
Yeah. Got to cleanse the palate, dude.
Yeah. So
Then
we try,
afterwards, we
like,
do shots.
yeah. Oh man, so fun. We got to clear our palate so that we don't get any of the flavors confused. We don't want to mingle the profiles.
But sometimes you want that wine to complement.
If
If you want to compliment your TV dinner.
Grape juice like a little 5-year-old.
Exactly.
Or it might be good if you did try to actually pair wines with whatever the Hungry Man was.
I'll just do the fucking like a little juice box. One day I'll be old enough to drink.
Yeah, this Hungry Man pairs well with a high C orange.
Get some tang.
Oh, man.
Oh, damn.
I like William. I like William's comment, or thing on the live chat. Damn right. That's the new way of doing things. Being not popular at all and putting a lot of time and effort into it.
Wine of people. No, that's
Wine
not
of people.
That's not, it's what is it? It's fucking. Oh, the green stuff. Soylent Green is people.
Yes.
Soylent Wine is people.
Soylent wine.
Yeah, why not?
Soylent Wine is people's urine.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Just
it's
fermented.
disturbing now that I think about it. Could you ferment urine?
I
I want to know.
back to Google.
Yeah, I think it just turns to ammonia, if I remember correctly.
Ferment. That auto completed. What things to do with your urine by pleated jeans.
Wow. Jesus.
That's a thing. That's a
Oh
thing
my
that
God.
exists.
Yeah. Of
This
course,
is an
again,
actual article.
anything you can think of, guys. That's the rule, whatever rule that is.
Right,
That's-
so
Anything you can
fertilize
think
your
of already has a website dedicated to that fetish.
If you've been pissing on your neighbor's tomato garden, then you're onto something. Urine is chemically rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So that's 3 things that are ingredients in normal fertilizer. So you're actually helping out.
All right, so I'm gonna piss everywhere, just
Let's see.
everywhere.
Provide a healthy dose of nutrients.
Yeah.
Experts recommend 1 part urine per 20 parts water.
Okay, so I have to pee in a cup, put some water in the cup, and then
Yeah.
dump it all over. All right.
Or just pee in a cup and dump it in a big old jug of water and then walk around like sprinkling it liberally over the yard.
Why don't you just pee in the butt? Fill
Peeing in the cup sounds more fun. Like
Yeah.
more of a challenge to start with.
Yeah. You gotta really aim hard.
Don't overflow the cup.
Yeah.
Then it's all over your hands. You're
Very
like,
true.
Drink it. Well, we all know that actually drinking urine is bad, but apparently some people think it will prevent colds.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, you won't be thinking about your cold because you just drank urine. Like, I
it
don't.
has natural bleaching properties, which means a glass of it can keep those pearly whites so you're nice and shiny. So you could just pee into the glass, do a rinse, and then pour all that into a bucket,
And then vomit.
and then use that to fertilize the yard. Just make sure there's enough room in the bucket for your vomit to go with the water and the urine.
Yeah. Just don't have a lot to eat that day.
Oh, apparently back in the day, urine was used to make black powder. You have to ferment for over a year.
Oh, that's
and
gonna
it
smell
causes salts to
heinous.
formulate in the urine, and the salts with sulfur and charcoal can turn into. Yeah, I know. Can you imagine the smell after a year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, it gets to like an ammonia smell, I guess. That's the bleaching thing.
That must.
I was reading- I don't know-
Yeah, ammonia
I don't know if you-
sulfur and charcoal.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever read any of the Clan of the Cave Bear books or the Earth's Children ones, but yeah, apparently, what do you call them? Anthropologists, archaeologists, whatever, think that they used to do that. Like that's how they used to bleach clothes to make them white.
Well, urine is one way to treat Heinz.
Ketchup?
No, Heinz urine.
Oh, okay.
You can.
Look at Heinz. What?
Oh no, I meant like animal skins.
Oh, okay.
It's you
Hides.
can make shitty leather by basically peeling hollowed out tree stump and stuffing the skin in there with it.
Nice.
After you make sure you scrape all the sinew off.
So real quick, no Akinaro. You don't. It doesn't have the same functionality as fertilizer. If you piss yourself, it doesn't make you grow bigger. It doesn't work that way.
Akinaro should be
Yeah.
on.
Actually, he doesn't know. If you want to try it, man, it probably won't make it smaller. And let us know how it goes.
Yeah, really. You can just tell us what happened. That's all we need.
Yeah. Wear a condom. Piss on the condom. Let it stay on your weenus, dude, and see what happens. You never know.
Like a weird water balloon dick.
Right?
I'll drink to that.
I'm sorry. It's such a vibrant
Yeah.
image in my mind of somebody walking around like shaking around.
Oh, maybe that's why I peed the bed till I was like 7. I was trying to make my dick bigger.
Subconsciously, you're like, "Yep, it's got to happen."
Right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
See, we need 40 Mike. 40 Mike should be here.
Yeah, where is he, man? He hasn't been in a few weeks.
Yeah,
Should I start referring to him as the Muslim apologist and try the Tali approach?
I don't think it'll work, but you can try.
Yeah. Yeah. That guy loves Muslims, dude. He's a big fan, man.
It comes out, "I object."
No, remember the one time it did work. He comes on, he's like, "First of all, I'm not a Muslim apologist." And I was like, dude, it was a fucking joke. But then I was like, yeah, well, you've seen South Park, right? You remember Towley?
No.
Towley.
No, I know you haven't. How about you, Hearth?
All over it.
Yeah. So you know, whenever they'd say something about whatever getting wet, the towel would show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's essentially.
So
What I was
Mike's towel.
Well, it's not water things. It's talking about Muslims, and then he shows up.
Woohoo!
Except for this time, and it's really only worked once. So.
Yeah, it really has only worked once. So I don't know why we keep going back to that. It's never going to work again.
Yeah, I think it's because I won't let it die.
There you go.
I just sit there and chant his name until he comes on. I always feel like Mike, and then hopefully he pops up.
Yeah, you got to be looking in the mirror. You look in the mirror and you got a candle. Chant his name 3 times.
No, you don't have a candle for him. It's you have to have a ninja sword.
It's spin around 3 times.
Spin around 3 times with the ninja sword. It summons him. What was I thinking? God damn it! A fucking heat has sapped my brain, man. My brain is just fucking fried. Oh, BuzzFeed got hacked.
What?
Yeah,
I saw that, but it's pretty fucking funny.
Fill me in.
Yeah, I didn't see this. What do we got?
So this is a screen cap because they got their website back fairly fast and fixed it. But here was the headline that was up first. BuzzFeed is a fairly piece of shit run by Satan worshippers. All hail God Emperor Trump crazy.
That's fucking awesome.
Failing called garbage Donald J. Trump. It was the community contributor. Tech will smite this shithole. Be Illuminati now, the frog god.
That is fucking awesome, dude.
Oh, they left all the side stories on. That's hilarious. They just did one thing, and then some of the memes from underneath that first thing. This is some of the other memes. Stop oppressing Pakistani people. Today's topic: Pakistan, a rising threat. Every freaking day I see this kid saying crap on my Twitter. Frogs up and racist, you absolute fucking morons. The Pakistani people have been long oppressed by Pakistanis. They should know you're holding their shit posts in fear of being oppressed. They're called a bigot, racist, Nazi, or whatever other ID poll term the cucks really use. I don't know if that's.
Is that Sacha Baron Cohen from the Dictator movie?
I think so. Yeah, stop the meme jihad.
No.
So many people are tired of being oppressed. If we do not meet their demands, they may start a meme jihad on us normies in the BuzzFeed community. Then just free Pakistan.
Damn, dude. That is fucking awesome.
Loyal to their country, Uncle Pepe wants you to defend Pakistan from the normie invasion. Oppressed, son of a god, weird, disparate, and dispossessed people like the Roma. It looks like they photoshopped some of this. This might be Trump. It feels like Trump, to be fair. The Pakistani people have been oppressed too long. I shall recognize the sovereignty of Pakistan soon. Shamalan. That would have been fucking hilarious.
God damn. These motherfuckers belong in the fucking Hall of Fame.
This is pretty impressive.
Dude.
Scary as shit, but it's pretty impressive.
Had me crying. Who knew this oppression was going on right under our noses?
Dude.
Refugees are fighters of the evil deity known as Moloch. Mimetic melee. This is one of my favorite quotes, and it's an absolutely true quote, by the way. If you oppress them with identity politics, they win. This is something Justin Trudeau actually said. If you kill your enemies, they win. I'm not sure if he understands what those words mean in that order.
I mean, I think I actually get it.
No, I get what he was trying to say, but what he actually said was fucking dumb. Because if you kill your enemies, you win because there are no more enemies.
It's pretty much going the Batman route. It's like, yeah, we know we're enemies, but I shouldn't have to resort to killing you.
Yeah, no, let's just let them fucking kill all the innocent citizens over and over and over and over. Every goddamn time they get out of Arkham Asylum.
Exactly.
At least one person.
Did I say it was a good way to go about that?
No, I'm just saying that. It's one of my most hated tropes in the comic book world. It's Batman being like, "I can't kill you; it would be wrong." Like,
let's let the failed system fix you.
That son of a bitch has killed 100 people by now. What the hell's wrong with you? I mean,
Like, yeah, put him in the Arkham Asylum. He surely won't get out this time.
Yeah, like with the Joker, like fucking took some poor crazy fat dude and sewed a bomb into his fucking stomach. You know what I mean? At what point do you have to be like, maybe I could just kill the Joker? You know, like,
Right.
Just this once.
Just this one guy. I mean,
Yeah, or maybe just cripple him, make him a paraplegic.
Yeah.
oh man.
Who has the last laugh? I don't know, but your kneecaps don't work.
The friendly and humble meme farmers of Kekistan.
Right. Meme farmers.
America should take more refugees. Kekistan people are inclined to love and embrace American culture and traditions. Kekistan are longtime defenders of communist and Marxist agendas plaguing our world.
Right.
People belong in most of America naturally.
So this is all still what they put on BuzzFeed?
Yeah, this is. I think that if you could scroll down from this original image, this was it was just a long set of memes that they put down.
They put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, somebody archived it all. Many Kekis are dying, gain access to America. Free Kekistan, Kekis welcome. This post is created by a member of BuzzFeed community where anyone can post awesome lists and creations. Nice. So well done, whoever did that. That was pretty fucking clever.
I applaud you.
I put a lot of effort into that.
They're probably going to get in a lot of trouble, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe not. No. I don't know how the laws work on that. But.
Entirely possible.
Yeah. Although BuzzFeed, I do hope they go the way of Gawker and fucking fail miserably.
Wait.
Oh yeah, Ekanaro.
Batman just had a crush on the Joker. That's why you don't kill him. That makes sense. Batman and the Joker getting like on the slide. That's how Joker keeps getting out.
Yeah. Although you remember the movie, he's like, I don't want to kill you. He's like, I need you.
Well,
like we kind of need each other.
What we don't know about Bruce Wayne, because they never show him coming in the show, is that every time he blows a load, he just fucking passes out for like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So the Joker's just really good at giving head. So Batman breaks into the Arkham Asylum to go see his boyfriend. Joker just blows him, gives him like really good blowjob. Batman passes out for a minute, and he's like, "Fucking." Joker's like, "I'll just be walking out that door then."
What?
That's what happens. That's how they all escape. They all just blow Batman. He's just got a thing for like blowjobs from villains.
He's not gay though. It's just a villain fetish. And also, he always yells "no homo" first, so that helps.
Of course. Oh, man.
Next, you'll be screaming "Wild Star."
I don't know where that came from. See, this is what I talk about. I get all sorts of ideas, man. It would make a great movie. It would just be like this crippling like sex addiction that Batman has that keeps getting all these villains out, and then he just all feels remorseful. It stopped being about his parents years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the whole Batman identity is about. Like, as Bruce Wayne, he nails a bunch of fucking super hot chicks, but then he also wants to fuck these villains, so he created this Batman alter ego to do that.
Exactly.
There you go.
Oh man, this is movie gold. Are you listening, DC?
Get Mark Hamill on the phone. We need to make sure we do Joker right.
No, I mean anybody can go.
Can you choke on a cock? You're hired.
Oh, that's terrible.
Man.
Oh, okay. That might have been a little too far. I was like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go walk the dog. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'm gonna go pet my schnauzer.
Oh man. Well, no, we weren't talking about Kid Batman.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh man, I'm never gonna forget that shit.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more heat waves in my state.
That's where we come up with the good ideas when our brains are frying.
Yeah.
Anyone else smell bacon?
Is there shit of the cops here?
Sweet.
Oh man. Well, you are almost for a cop, so I mean,
Yeah.
you'd probably be like turkey bacon at this point.
I'm turkey bacon.
Turkey bacon. Well, my brother does security, so he'd be like like the
He's
vegetarian bacon.
tofu.
Tofu bacon.
He's not real. He's not a real meat.
Well, I mean, as far as he's not a real cop. You know
Oh.
what I mean? Yeah. Well, he's not one of those security guards who thinks he's a cop, though. I mean, you know that you've met those, I'm sure, because you used to do security work.
Yeah.
There are those security guards who are like have that attitude, like they think they're a cop or some sort of thing. They're just way over the top.
It depends on what you're doing, because, and I kind of, I guess I can say so much because I was never a mall cop, thank God.
Yeah.
But like hospital, we handle law enforcement work with law enforcement all the time.
Oh yeah.
So getting
but
that mentality that you feel like you should at least get paid like a cop was pretty common.
Yeah.
Because it's like a lot of the shit you dealt with was the same thing that law enforcement dealt with.
But there's a lot of people who think that they get the authority that a cop gets by putting on the security uniform, and that's where the line is either crossed or not crossed in my mind. It's one thing to say, hey man, I do a lot of the same kind of stuff. I should be getting paid commensurate with what I'm taking, the risks I'm taking.
Yeah.
It's a whole other thing to be like, I put on my mall security cop uniform, and now I get to fucking do whatever I want, and people have to listen to me because I'm a fucking cop. You know, like
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
people
people that-
aren't like that.
Not quite the same flavor, yeah. Two different colors in the crayon box. One's a lot less popular.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you ever met any security guards like that, but I've run into a few who thought they were a lot more.
Yeah. They take the job way too seriously and are really self-important.
Yeah, as opposed to like, I have the authority to ask you to leave. You know, like essentially most security, that's what you can do. You can ask somebody to leave unless you've witnessed a felony.
Yeah.
You really can't hold anybody for any reason other than that.
Yeah, you have to have. You do have. It's like slightly above civilian status. Like that's as a security
The police
guard.
are more likely to listen to you, but as far as like authority, you don't have more than a civilian because you're the same. You're invested with the same authority as a property owner.
Yeah.
So any civilian would have that same authority if they own the property. You're holding it in absentia. Essentially, the property owner is saying, "I've hired these people, and they speak for me in the terms of a property owner."
Wouldn't that in turn give you more authority than a basic civilian?
No, because any civilian can own property and have that same authority.
Yeah, but that's still the essence of if you're in somebody else's property, that's not your property.
Yeah, but then the only
So
thing
the
you can do
authority
is
of
ask them to
somebody-
leave. I mean, that's
Unless you're doing something dumb like, not leaving.
yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't leave if security guard asked you to.
But then that kind of escalates there.
Okay, well, if it escalates, what do? Don't you just have to call cops?
You can. It depends on the situation of how it escalates because like you'll say for any reason you detain, it is still making a citizen's arrest. And you actually have to claim it.
Yeah.
Like
But you have to witness the crime personally. You can't be like, well, somebody else saw it, so I decided to detain them.
Yeah, it is a little different. It is very different, and especially with my situation, was pretty unique in security means because it was all through a facility and through a hospital.
Yeah,
And so we had all sorts of
I've known
different
people who did other security. And I'm just saying, like you have to witness the person, or they have to be on film committing the crime, and then you can like detain them.
Yeah.
But I think you have to be really careful because if you injure somebody, you might very easily, especially in this state, California, you might very easily get busted for excessive force or something like that.
Doesn't matter what level you are. That's definitely going to be something that like someone will bitch about.
Oh yeah, every time.
I think even I got it. I got that from time to time. Like people just straight up, yeah.
Well, people will lie too.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like, I don't know why that sounds really douchey.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do.
But it's true.
The one I've always wondered is when you go shopping somewhere and they want to see your receipt before you leave. Like, what can they do? If you just be like, no, and then walk out the door?
I think if it's like...
They don't know. They didn't see you shoplifting anything. They just saw you leaving with what any reasonable person would assume are purchases.
Well, because Costco, let's say Costco does. I see...
Yeah, Costco and Sam's Club. Yeah.
Well, no, Costco, you sign a contract when you take the membership. But I've seen this at other stores like Best Buy. I've even seen it at Walmart.
Yeah.
And so you didn't sign any contract, and walking in doesn't mean you agree to some sort of contract. That's not legal. It's not like you walked in, you've suddenly given up all of your constitutional rights.
Yeah.
So my
I
question
like how you call it.
Huh?
I like how it's like any sort of like push into forcing you to do something like constitutional rights.
Well, I'm talking about specifically the Fourth Amendment.
Exactly.
That would be unreasonable search and seizure. So they don't legally have a right to search your property.
I get you, but I don't know. It's not hard to like. It's having to try to prevent somebody from like stealing shit.
Yeah,
that's usually expensive, like coming out of Best Buy.
Which doesn't supersede any of our rights. I mean, it'd be like if the police were just like, "Oh, we felt like searching you," so they just came to your house and started going through your shit. You know, I mean, it's not really that different if you think about it. It's just a difference of scale.
Yeah.
But my curious is, do you actually have to show them your receipt, or can you just walk out the door? I mean, what can they actually do?
I don't know.
Yeah, I assume they would have had to have witnessed you stealing something.
Yeah,
and even then, wouldn't they have to call the cops, student? Like, to refuse?
Well, for one, I think typically
I'm genuinely curious about this now.
I think don't typically those scanners, like when you walk through and something hasn't been scanned out, like it buzzes. Isn't that how those things work?
Well, no, there's normally a little thing attached to them for those ones that do that. Yeah, because I walked out. Like I remember buying clothes, and I used a self-checkout thing. And then I walked out, and the fucking shit goes off because they didn't take it. You know, nobody took the little thingies off.
Oh, there's actually an Ask Lawyers thing.
So we dropped into a very serious conversation all of a sudden. That's like shifting gear, like going from like first to like fourth.
So no, they can't.
Yeah, Stabby, you wonder about that shit on your own time.
Yeah, man, what the fuck?
No, I was going to show it. I just wanted to find one that.
It's okay. I was just like, damn, this is what we do here.
So in most stores, showing receipt is voluntary. This happened in the store, including the big box establishments that you receive you exit. Although you likely acquiesce and hand it over, you might wonder whether the store can do anything if you refuse to show it. The answer is no, at least not without more information. Before taking further action, the personnel must have reasonable suspicion to believe that you shoplifted. Without that suspicion, the staff cannot stop you from leaving the store. For instance, it would be inappropriate to do any of the following things. They cannot stand in your way, use abusive language, or physically detain you. And then it specifically says, like we were talking about Costco, membership stores, the chances are you purchase a membership, you also sign the contract agreement to allow the store to check your receipt before you leave. Well, with Costco, it makes sense because Costco doesn't have like bags or anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if I'm just literally walking from the register with a big fucking Walmart bag, and they're like, I want to see your receipt. I mean, like, so vain. But I understand why they do it. I mean, it's not like I care. It's just, I've always wondered, could you just walk out the door?
I guess so. By the looks of it.
Yep, and then they specifically go into the Fourth Amendment. Fuck you.
I just like this. That's like, let's put our foot to the floor.
It's not putting it to the floor. It's just it's standard law. There's only one law regarding searches and seizures.
Yeah.
It's like the Fourth Amendment. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know our Bill of Rights at all.
So the law store allows the store personnel to detain a person suspected of shoplifting temporarily. It applies where there is reason to suspect that a particular individual is shoplifting. Yeah, they have to witness suspicious activity in person or using a security camera, like I was talking about.
Yeah, that suspicious activity one's a little weird. Like, or not weird, but like
specifically to make it fairly easy for people to come up with a reason.
Mm-hmm.
just in
Yeah.
case they might catch you or something. And it's sort of like the lawmakers' way of trying to go around the rights, but not actually breaking them.
I think it definitely puts more of an advantage in the store, which I guess if you're going to have the advantage one way or the other, it's probably just safer to go that way.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't give people like who are trying to shoplift more wiggle room to try to get away.
Yeah.
It's like the average human being, they're not going to get shit on for buying stuff. Like you don't really see that all that often.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, I'm here to buy my shit. Okay, cool. You want to see my receipt? Here you go.
I was surprised to see it at Walmart when I bought that shitty little towel for $2. But I'm sitting there holding the towel in one hand, and I'm like, well, obviously you want to see my receipt. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think it would only bug me if it like kept happening all the time. Like, why the hell you guys keep asking me for my receipts every time I'm in here?
There was Best Buy used to do it all the time, but that was
It's
a
hit
few
and
years
miss.
ago.
I think if you walk out with something huge,
Yeah.
like you walk out like I'm walking out with a game system or something. And
No,
a
I
bunch
mean,
of
they
shit.
used to, this is when they
It's
used
like,
to
here you
still be able to give you plastic bags. And if you bought like a DVD and were like 3 feet from the security guys,
Yeah.
and you're walking out with your fucking Best Buy bag, they'd be like, oh, can I see your receipt? And be like, how about you fucking do your job as a security guard and actually pay attention?
All right.
It's just a standard, like, they had to ask everybody.
Probably, and then there's always that too, where it's just like, do your job, ask everybody. Yeah, like it's their. I'm thinking quota, but it's not really that. It's like what they're being told to do.
Yeah, it's their responsibility, their job description.
Yeah, it's like you have to ask everybody. If you're not, then you're not doing your job, kind of thing.
Yeah. I like that essentially they're like, should I show my receipt for that? So, like, you don't have to. But realistically, just fucking do it. You know?
Right. Yeah.
That's why I'm giving you a hard time about it. Where it's like I get where it lands. I mean, coming from someone who studied our Constitution and stuff like that, like that was the whole point of school.
Yeah. Well, I'm
it's like I totally get it, but it's just like I just find it hilarious.
It really, the only thing that really applies in that case is the Constitution. It's not even like a case of
mostly just being
what other laws are there.
Do what I do best.
I'm going to go use the bathroom first.
Stabby's actually getting up in the middle of the podcast.
So much fucking stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to shit on him as much as we can in the amount of time it takes.
Yeah. What the hell is this search and seizure bullshit? God damn it.
Got such an ass.
Yeah.
But,
Just knock people over on the way out.
yeah. All right, so now it's time to get to making this podcast really awesome.
Yeah. What do you got, man? What do you want to talk about?
I got nothing.
Damn it. Panic.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what do we do?
We're lost. We're lost. Doomed for eternity.
What can we talk about? Who knows, dude?
I don't know, man. The universe.
Got a list.
I'm not high enough for that conversation, though.
Ooh.
This is California, and so it shouldn't be that hard to get that way, but it is for me. So,
yeah. What's going on in the news? I haven't been paying attention. I have no idea what's going on in the world.
there's mostly the hurricane. Let's see what he's got posted up here.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a picture of boobs.
Mhm.
I found Stabby's porn stash.
Yeah. What's this line here about drugging Hearth and raping him? What the fuck is that all about?
What? There's an entire folder of positions that he wants. Oh, God. I don't think my legs bend that way.
I'm the one that's usually mounting him. What's this bullshit?
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm totally a top. This is not how this goes.
Damn it, when I blacked out and ended up at home, I thought it was aliens abducting me, but it's fucking Stabby.
No wonder my ass was sore last night.
Why is there Vaseline all over my ass and it's all sore?
All right, podcast saved. Once you get there.
So what, you guys like run out of shit to say or something?
No, I try to find your porn stash.
Shoot back a little bit. Actually get through. There we go.
Yeah. If he's anything like me, it's under the file that says, the folder that says system.
It's the system.
Yeah, nobody looks in the system file.
Oh, what? You think my porn is in the system file? No, my porn is in a porn file. All right, I put it in the system.
It's in big all caps. This is my porn file.
Well,
Bunch of asterisks around it.
They don't fucking accidentally think they're clicking on something they might need to look at.
Yeah.
You click on my porn file, you were looking for porn. Actually, I think I labeled it prawn.
Prawn.
Specifically, yeah.
You have entered prawn. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so
somebody died at Burning Man?
Oh yeah, a guy ran into the fire. Ironically enough.
why?
Yeah, that's ironic. Burning Man, he burned to death. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why?
It's fucking Burning Man, dude. The guy was probably on every drug known to man.
Yeah, no shit.
I know, but
I
what?
mean, literally, he was probably on just a ton of drugs and probably way too fucking many drugs.
Right. And he's like, "Wait, I am the Burning Man." And
I am
then
one
he
with
went
the
to a fucking
Burning
fire.
Severe mental issues and decided that was going to be his suicide, and it was special because it was a Burning Man or something.
Is it a bad to make a pun calling going out in the blaze of glory?
Yeah.
We don't know the guy.
I'm not going to go too far into that. That just seems like
It's unfortunate because really, like,
if it was somebody who did something stupid, like a guy making bombs blows himself up, I'm like, okay, we can laugh at that guy dying. But this one seems like that's really sad.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
All right, fine. I take my joke back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you are thought he did the Blaze of Glory.
Yeah, no, I am the soulless bastard here. It's okay. I win that award for right now.
Okay, you're not the one forwarding pictures of food to somebody who might actually be starving.
Hey, I have my moment. Let me have my moment of being an utter soulless, heartless douchebag, and you can have it the rest of the time. How's that?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I got my one.
Look, I've got a title and I've got to defend it, bitch.
You can have it right back.
I think we can all agree that we're all just fucking horrible people. How about
Oh,
that?
I know.
I wonder if that's why our podcast or our Hangout is so unpopular. People tune in, they're like, it's just a bunch of fucking assholes. They're so proud of it, too.
2.5 douchebag. Who's the 0.5?
Oh, man.
I'm the newbie, so I guess it'd be me.
Yeah, you're trying to save yourself, but I think it's too late.
Nope.
Like, no, yeah, I've done enough since I got here. Yeah, okay.
Fine, you get the full title of complete douchebag.
Yeah, sweet.
Welcome to the team.
Happy birthday.
We gotta go full circle, or at least 180 this shit, and go White Knight for everything, and then we'll get popular.
Man.
Except for I think that'll internally destroy you, and you'll implode from within.
Somebody did White Knight when I sent pictures of food to Opal. Some dude was like, "She should hang you by your nuts from a flagpole." Blah 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 blah. And I was like,
"Relax, buddy."
Adorable, and he was just like, "That was it." He was just there was nothing else.
He was expecting you to attack back, and you're just like, "Oh, look at you."
Oh, man. I am a terrible human being.
Well, no, that's a pretty good response, dude. Like, why the fuck would you blow up like that over, a pretty harmless troll, dude?
Oh yeah, no. It was funny. I don't actually.
Your response was perfect. You're adorable.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just imagine that dude just fuming like.
And so stupid Twitter beefs. I remember the girl's name that I got into it on Twitter with, like the one that got really like mad at me for nothing. But I remember her little icon, and she posted something about like, I'm a cat, and I really, really wanted to be like, I believe you spelled cunt wrong. But I refrained because I was just like, I don't really need to start that up. That's just childish.
Shots fired.
It was like, that whole thing is over. I can't imagine why I would just keep harassing this one person. That was so ridiculous.
That would have been perfect. You're like, no, it's spelled C-U-N-T. And you're like, damn autocorrect, am I right?
I just felt like that was just pushing the line too far. I already thought it was
pour gasoline on it.
That's exactly. I could no longer claim to be the injured party at that point. The celebrities are getting so fucking funny. They're so fucking dramatic all the time whenever they talk about shit now. so bizarre.
What do you mean?
What do you got? What specifically we got?
Well, Madonna's whole, like, you know, we helped blow up the White House, and fucking, it was just George Clooney talking about how there's a dark cloud hanging over our nation right now. Just like, can you be less overly dramatic? Like, this isn't your monologue scene. You know?
Yeah, or fucking Kathy Griffin talking about the atrocities Trump has committed. And I'm like, did I miss atrocities?
Well,
What were the atrocities?
They were calling that prison camp that Joe Arpaio runs in New Mexico, the one where they hold the illegal immigrants to be like deported. They were calling it like a concentration camp. Like, he makes it wear pink underwear. That's, you know, like, and then it's an open air tent prison in Arizona, which is not very nice because it's hot out, but like,
it's prison, dude.
It's not supposed to be nice.
Yeah, you're supposed to not want to come back.
The only reason it's overcrowded is that fucking
our system's trash.
ICE wasn't deporting anybody.
Huh.
So it was like, well, we got all these illegal immigrants. We're not going to let them go into the population. We need to start deporting these people like your job is. And they weren't doing it. And I think it was like a political thing going on.
Yeah, it's well, Joe Arpaio didn't get reelected the last time because fucking some pretty slanderous shit against him, dude. It's like, dude, he worked in Mexico with the FBI for a long time in Mexico. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty nuts. Did you see Rageaholic's video about it?
Oh, that's weird. One of my friends tried to join the Hangout. Sorry, I got distracted by somebody.
Okay. Did they actually get in, or what the hell? Yeah.
How does it work? I don't know what's going on.
You might have to straight up invite him. I know that was happening with me last time.
All right, chat. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic.
Yeah.
The Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman nor an empire. Discuss.
Okay, that's weird.
We're talking about full-on historical events and accuracies and inaccuracies.
No, that was an old SNL bit, dude. The coffee talk.
Yeah, no, I got you.
That's bizarre, man. I don't know why I can't ask him to.
Because.
Silence.
Silence is deadly.
There's two of you guys. Fucking talk.
I'm watching you.
Let's go back to the heavy breathing. That was working.
Eller.
Yeah, Stench ever gets it, dude. Good job. Like butter.
I start inviting somebody to join the Hangout. You both are like, fucking, I guess we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Checking out.
Yeah. Well, we need constant updates, dude.
You're walking in and you're giving us like all these news things to go off of and all this stuff. It's like you clearly are the one driving this thing. So
yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, we're basically just riffing off of whatever bullshit you throw out, man. Oh, wow. We're useless by ourselves.
This is why we have no audience. I'm a talentless hack. You got me on here.
Yeah, we have an internet troll running a podcast. Yeah, that's a smart idea.
Well,
it just says I'm shit for current events. So.
Oh yeah.
That's the big reason. It's like we start talking about BuzzFeed getting hacked. And I was like, what? That's a thing? Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, even I hadn't heard about that, dude. That was...
to me, that's just hilarious.
The BuzzFeed thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that was that just got put out by Sargon Akkad. So, like, if I hadn't seen his video maybe like 20 minutes before you texted me, I never would have seen that shit.
Yeah.
But see, even just like general current events, it's like I'm straight garbage when it comes down to these things. Like, it is really sad.
Yeah, this week for some reason, even I haven't really been paying much attention, so I'm kind of worthless myself.
That's really strange. I wonder why we're not allowed to invite people. Did I set something wrong?
Well, honestly, you've set it up to where I jumped in when I was having trouble with
I jumped in. Maybe once I go live, it won't let people join anymore.
That'd be weird. Can you resend the link or anything like that, or would that work?
Oh, we're going to Google for this. So yeah, so Stabby's out of it. He's on the bench.
Lead to a live Google Hangout. I'm just gonna have to fucking announce what I'm doing word by word.
So technical difficulties. We're trying to add another person to the chat, and it's not working properly.
It's real strange.
So it's getting weird. So you can always do the alternative, like what I like to do sometimes, to bug the shit out of you guys on the chat itself. It's always fun. I know when I'm like away from it for a while, and like I know I'm not going to be anywhere near like being able to go live.
Invite tool.
And so it definitely like I could still join in and discuss.
Yeah, just post some bullshit in the chat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's so much fun. It's so much fun giving you guys this shit and telling you that you're terrible people.
Yeah, but although we already know that. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't need everybody to tell you to go die in a hole. That's just me. I'm the only one that needs to do that, and then that'll fulfill your quota. People shitting on you.
Okay, maybe they changed it so that the link on the top, it used to be you copy and paste the link on the top and send that to people. No, I guess it doesn't work once you're live. That's so weird.
Get on it, Google.
Yeah, that seems like a weird limitation to have. Like, as soon as you go live, nobody else can join in? Wow.
Yeah. Well, other people seem to be able to do it. I don't know why it's not letting
me. Because, no, I jumped in. I jumped in mid-go.
No,
yeah.
Mike couldn't join in until I sent him a private invitation, or no, it was you.
No, that was me, yeah. Like you said, you sent me a private one because I couldn't jump in initially. And so then when you sent me an invite, I was able to jump in there.
Yeah. So if you just resend it, it should work, right?
Pretty much. It should.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's so bizarre because it's never been an issue for me before. I wonder if it's just, you might be Chatterbox.
Oh. Gotta get that Chrome, man. Bust out the walker, get Internet Explorer.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like fucking because I used to be able to run this all through Firefox, and that used to be the one I used it with. But then Firefox is apparently going to start censoring some shit, which is weird for a web browser to censor anything.
Yeah,
Wait,
that is bizarre. So we all have to switch over to Brave now.
What's in that?
The Brave browser.
The Grave browser?
No, Brave. It's got like a picture of a lion. B, like Bravo. B-R-A-V-E, Brave.
Oh, Brave browser, yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of stuff that's coming out that's basically trying to, what do you call it?
Replace Google?
Just replace all these like social media, search engines, browsers, everything that's starting to get weird about censoring shit. There's just people popping up left and right that are like, I want to be the next. I want to be the next.
See,
I won't censor you, and it's just a cycle that's going to keep going. Because like, at first they won't censor, but eventually there'll be a lot of money involved, and they'll be like, well,
yeah, it would be nice if one of them actually kept that that spirit alive of free speech.
Yeah, eventually it comes down to like, well, there's a couple $100 million here, or I could let people say fuck more.
Right.
You guys can't say fuck anymore because I want this $100 million. So, it's not that simple. But
and see, like you said that there was a thing called Brave, like a search engine called Brave.
Yeah.
Is it because you're brave if you use it?
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
I don't know. They got a lion icon. And whatever.
There's a couple other ones too, though. I mean,
take a page at Katy Perry.
There's Onion. The Onion browser, the Tor browser.
Oh, you're talking about for the deep web, the dark web?
Well, those are not.
The almighty 4chan web.
Well, they're not bulletproof. So Tor browser you used to be able to use, and like basically no one could track you, but like the FBI's cracked it down. So if you're going to go do illegal shit on the dark web, use a different browser because Tor is not going to hide you. But if you want to watch like a YouTube video that's blocked in your country, go on the Tor browser because you can make it look like you come from another country and then watch it.
Mm.
That's sketchy.
See.
That's like super sketchy.
No, it's totally fine. It's not illegal at all.
Well, yeah, it's not legal.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it any less sketchy.
And, well, the thing is, it's just like you're not really hit. You're not. What do you call it?
Yeah.
Pull up that chat window like a pro.
Oh, my bad.
See, I'm the other half of his brain. He's the talking half, and I'm the one that still tries to keep everything organized.
Yeah, it's, what is it?
Searching?
Words.
Buffering? Searching? Buffering?
Yeah, the Silk Road is where everybody used to go and do all the illegal shit. But the FBI were like, everybody's talking about this Silk Road thing. Maybe we should check it out.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And that didn't last very long because they were like, oh, man, people are like mailing drugs and shit. Maybe we better bust them.
Hey, there we go.
What is
All
this?
right, man. The Lore Master Noja joining us.
Oh.
In text form.
So essentially, pretty much, if you would have just joined us on the chat, the live chat.
Is that really all it is? The only text on screen?
No, I don't know. I don't know why I'm not hearing him.
Yeah, well, a little window popped up and said, hey.
Yep, that's the chat.
1 sec. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Hey, listen.
Oh, okay. We've just never used that before. Is that correct?
Oh, he's all professional with this exploit shit.
It's so fancy.
It's so fancy. Well, if I had any clue what I was doing, if I used that, I could like play videos for us and stuff. So.
What? Oh, dude, you got to upgrade.
Well, I could do it. I'm supposed to be able to do it with like the free one. The what's it called? I actually have it.
He's holding out on this, man.
The Open Broadcaster. I just don't know how to use it. I haven't learned how. I need to like watch tutorials and stuff, but that seems suspiciously like a lot of work.
See, the way we do it is the lazy man's way. Like
we're on top of the fucking game, man.
Yeah, we just describe the videos.
Testing.
Hey,
there we go.
We got some magic.
So, Lore Master Noja is, I believe you know Engelhardt, who's with me.
Yeah.
And then Dexwakwa is new. Dexwakwa, this is Lore Master Noja. He has an excellent gaming channel. Does a lot of really cool videos over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you turned me on to it. I think I subscribed to him last time you mentioned him. So, cool. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice. Is this like part of a show, or are we just hanging out?
We do broadcast live, but we have like 4 viewers. So, I mean, it's mostly just bullshitting and
take it as it is.
We have aspirations that are unrealized as of yet.
Yeah. It's hard to build an audience for anything, and then when you do build an audience, a lot of them are going to be retards.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take a few just for the sake of having them.
Oh, I don't know. Be careful what you wish for. Like, I have this shitty game project that I've been working on, and like I'll be working long hours on the damn thing, and then I'll finally, check the various boards that I talk about, the development threads that I have on these forums, and I just get the most retarded feedback from the dumbest people. And I don't know, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just work offline. Fuck these people.
Yeah. Our two regulars are okay.
Well, except for Akinawa will occasionally send you pictures or links to like sketchy animated porn that might or might not be of kids.
Oh, Akinara watches your show. He actually did the interface art for the game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. It's just, I'm a little concerned if I should click on any of the links at this point. Like, am I going to get a visit now? So you can come to my house.
We've seen that you've been watching child pornography.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're under arrest.
Well, I'm in California, so I mean, at that point, freaking, probably half the things I own are illegal at this point in California.
Just look at
Your
his
existence is illegal.
Yeah, this isn't a legal service.
Yeah.
This right here.
The Hangout is illegal. There we go.
Not enough disabled minorities in your live stream, dude.
What is it? The California State Senate just passed a bill that's going to make it specifically illegal if you work in any sort of care industry to deliberately misgender somebody. So if you're like, yeah.
I saw some people arguing about this. It was some channel, or it was like this video. This guy makes clips of Tucker Carlson, and he was arguing with some guy who was a proponent of the legislature, and like both sides. Like, does it have like the actual content of the legislature? Because what happened is the Tucker was saying, oh, you know, all you have to do is you know, misgender someone and you'll go to jail, and he didn't mention that it had anything to do with healthcare professionals. And then the other guy, the liberal dude, was saying, oh, people are being denied care. People are being denied medical care for being transgender, and it's like I'm like a lot of cases the truth lies somewhere in between probably, but that's just such a huge 7-10 split between how those two parties characterize this, you know, situation. So does it have the actual law there?
Oh, I can actually look it up on my Twitter. One of the people I follow on Twitter was posting the specific title of it.
Yeah.
Tranimate Girl. It's like HB something or other. I believe it can get you with up to $1,000 fine, and it can hit you with up to a year in jail.
Huh.
If you deliberately misgender somebody, and that's all it is.
Yeah, I don't see how deliberately misgendering somebody would be a denial of service to them, though. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, like I
Point
said,
for them to make.
it sounds like fucking bullshit. Everybody's full of shit. Without reading the actual law, and even the law, depending on how it's worded, could be completely nebulous.
Let's see. Oh no, I'm seeing stuff for Congress, like for the country, not for a state. But essentially, it specifically mentions deliberately. So I'm guessing it's like if somebody has said, like, please refer to me as X or Y or Z, and you refuse to do so, then you can get in trouble.
Yeah, it's like, how would you prove intent?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, just imagine, you know, there's some, I mean, a criminal court, not just a civil court, but a criminal court is going to be tied up while they try to say, okay, well, here's some character witnesses and testimony and people who worked to try to establish that it was a deliberate and not an incidental misgendering.
Oh, my suspicion is if the law gets used, it'll be used once or twice just to make a point, and then it'll be a club that people can use to fire anyone they want to.
Right.
In order to avoid having to go through like the legal, like maybe you didn't have grounds to fire them.
So you think it's being introduced just for the chilling effect?
Well, I mean, because harassment already exists, right? And it's essentially, I work in mental health, so like if I were to specifically start being like, well, you're not really a guy, you're a girl, or something like that, or just harassing a client like that, I would get in legal trouble regardless.
Yeah, like there's already laws that would cover it.
But civil or criminal?
It would be criminal in my case. Yeah. Because I'm directly, like, they have to, like, I have authority over all the clients in the program. Like, they're bound to do what I say. They're all conserved, which essentially is sort of like being a minor. So we have to know where they are 24/7. They can't leave if we tell them not to. Like, if they leave and we didn't give them permission, we actually call the police, and the police will bring them back.
Mm-hmm. That's the same grounds if you get placed on the hold.
It's on par, legally speaking, as working at a nursing care home. So stuff that would be civil in any other case, because of the level of authority I have over them, would be considered criminal. Like, I'm also a mandated reporter, so if I am aware of some sort of abuse, I have to report it. Yeah. It's a whole weird thing. But the other thing is, like, who would fucking do that? Like, if you're working in one of these care homes, odds are you're probably the kind of person who would never intentionally do that in the first place.
I don't know. You clearly haven't seen the movie Sucker Punch.
Oh. No, actually, I have. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man, she kills her little sister. That was the worst thing in the world. I didn't get that the first time I saw the movie. And then the second time I realized, oh, she fucking murdered her own sister.
Hey, spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Like 20-year-old movie, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's a fucking joke. But there's got to be people that haven't seen it.
Learn to live.
No, I know.
For all our thousands and thousands of fans out there, it's just gonna ruin it for them.
Spoil a really old movie or older movie.
Oh man, there's a great music video on that one. Sweet Dreams. Somebody did a version of Sweet Dreams to a bunch of scenes from that movie that are pretty darn good.
Was it Marilyn Manson?
Some chick, and then they took all the really good fighting scenes out and combined like a bunch of the really good fights into a music video. Pretty badass.
All right, that's crazy.
This podcast needs to be more caffeinated.
Wait, speaking of disability, do you guys know Richard Coughlin on YouTube?
No.
No, really? I thought you did.
I may know him, but I may just not remember.
Oh, well, then I guess you probably don't care what he's up to. He's this guy. He's a self-described comedian, but I don't think he's worked at like stand-up in a while. Anyway, he's been involved in all these different feuds and escapades and drama for years and years on Skeptic YouTube, and he came to my attention because Sargon of Akkad had some fight with him, some spat with him recently, and so I found out this guy is Coughlin. I mean, he's basically trying to defraud his viewers by claiming to have some mysterious nerve degenerative illness, and he's like, yeah, my nerves. I went to the doctor in the this is in the United Kingdom. Went to the doctor and he says my nerves are failing because of some unknown condition, and I could just be falling apart. And then at one point in the video he says, I don't want you to be alarmed. I'm not going to be in a wheelchair or anything. And then the next moment he says, I could be in a wheelchair in a couple of years. So he can't make up his mind as to what his symptoms are. He didn't describe any. He said at one point, he said, I'm not gonna use any kind of medical jargon to describe it. And he had these things on his wrists, like these little flexible casts, like you would have if you were working in an office to keep your wrists straight, And he was wearing them like he needed to wear them, but like if you had a nerve condition, if you had carpal tunnel of the hands, you'd have a glove that would put pressure on if you had any kind of. So I mean, it's just such obvious bullshit. Because he says he went to the doctor. The doctor said you have some unknown disease that is going to cause your nerves to degenerate. And this doctor apparently didn't suggest that he apply for disability benefits at all. He just said, well, you have Richard Coughlin disease. Congratulations. We'll name this serious unknown disease. Have a nice life. You're fucked. It's just and people in the comment sections. He's notorious for deleting comments. But people in the comment section are like, oh, you poor thing, we're with you. And I'm like, you guys are just fucking stupid as hell. I mean, everything about this. I mean, look, it's such obvious bullshit. I can't believe anybody would fall for that. Because like I said, if you went, I mean, even in the U.S. where, we're not known for our social nets the way, the United Kingdom and Europe is, if you go to the doctor and the doctor says you have a mysterious disease that is just going to leave you as a helpless husk, I'm pretty sure that doctor would immediately push some forms across his desk to say, here, you need to start applying for disability or some other, benefits now, right? But apparently this doctor, I don't know, I guess if nothing else, Richard has a malpractice suit against this fucking guy because it's like, why are you going to tell someone that they're fucking doomed because of some mystery fucking disease straight out of a movie? I mean, it's just such an obvious scam. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people just buy that shit, dude.
Yeah, so he has a Patreon and his like a PayPal donation button, and he has the Patreon set up so it's per video that he makes.
Oh yeah, you know that's all.
So every time he makes a video, he makes like $300-400, and he just if you're familiar with the videos, you that's the funniest part of all. Is this guy is notorious for just shitting out like 3 videos a day of just pointless rambling vlogs about absolutely nothing. Oh man, he has. I mean, like I said, if you don't know who he is, you probably don't care. But for people who know, like this long, I mean, you can check out his Encyclopedia Dramatic article, which I highly recommend, just to like fill yourself in. But like I said, it's, you know, I could be wrong, but literally every single thing about it doesn't add up, right? It just doesn't add up.
Yeah, it's just some manipulative bullshit, like 99.9%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like technically, it's possible that he's really going through that shit, but not really.
Yeah, but there's just too much shit that doesn't. Like, for example, he says that his symptoms have gotten worse for a while, and he was having like, you know, these symptoms that he probably looked up, that his nerves were failing or damaged, right, by this degenerative illness. But he's gesticulating with his hands in ways that he shows no loss of control or discomfort, because he's a very nervous guy, and he just keeps flexing his hands, and he'll and like. If someone actually has nerve damage of the hand, or even if it's just carpal tunnel syndrome that developed from excessive office work, you can't bend your fingers back. Like, you know what I mean? If you hold your fingers straight and then bend them back a little bit so they're sort of behind your palm, you can't do that without a bolt of pain running from your hand up to your elbow, right? And he's just gesticulating wildly because that's just how animated he is. And then it's like, dude, it's like when someone says, "Oh, I can't," you know, like when someone gets caught by an insurance company detective saying, "Oh, I'm laid up, I'm bedridden," and then, you know, they take the picture of him moving a piano or something and walking around, you know, and it's like, except that you uploaded this to the internet, you uploaded the visual proof that you are not suffering from this fucking illness.
What about a second opinion, though?
Yeah.
Doctor said that I was having degenerate nerve disease that was going to destroy my body, but they had no idea what it was. I'd be like, I want to talk to another doctor now. It's like,
some kind of specialist.
Somebody else?
I guess the National Health Service in England is just not as good as they claim it is. You know, it's a.
God damn, that was the part that was getting me. I was like, you would think he would see more than one doctor, and like,
yeah, or get referred to a specialist, maybe.
Yeah. Excuse me. I hate to tell you this, Mr. Stabby, but you have AIDS. Do you have a Patreon of people who can help you get through this hard time? I mean, what the fuck?
So in order to make money, I just need to aim high enough when I shit on people, and get a Patreon. Essentially, is what you're saying. Right?
Jesus Christ! Everywhere. Do you guys know iDubbbz?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I watched. Well, I was working on it in the background. I listened to like all of his him calling out or making fun of all these Kickstarters and Indiegogos and GoFundMe and shit like that. And that was pretty damn funny. I don't go to normie YouTube. Like if I see an account that has too many subs, I just assume it's bad. So like normally I wouldn't have checked out a channel with 4 million subs, but Sarahan mentioned it, and then I looked it up. And that has some really funny shit. But
yeah,
like,
iDubbbz is fucking. I love iDubbbz, dude.
Yeah,
he's fucking hilarious.
He is. He's. I mean, I'm a bit surprised that someone gets that big and still doesn't give a fuck, because like a lot of the stuff that YouTube promotes is just so like once you get in like the millions, by that time it tends to get really milk toast and boring and generic. But he still seems to just give zero fucks about what he says and does, which is pretty funny. I respect that. But like I said, there's so many people who just lie through their teeth as part of these e-begging campaigns, or give fraudulent donations to their own projects and all kinds of, you know, shitty behavior. You know, and it's like the very least, even if you have a shitty idea, is be honest. Like there was this guy, this one dude, he went on like a GoFundMe or Indiegogo. I think it was a GoFundMe, And a bunch of people were angry with him because he went on there and he said, "I'd really like a bucket of fried chicken. Could someone send me some money so I could?" And then so people sent him money, and then he uploaded a video. He's saying like, "Here I am eating the chicken just to prove that I spent the money on chicken." Right? Now,
What is it?
that guy at least had the integrity to show that he had spent the money on what it was supposed to be for, right? So he already is head and shoulders. Like, a lot of people bitched him out. He's like, "You're what's wrong with this country because you just want a free handout." And he's like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted some free fried chicken. I went online. They sent me some money, and here I spent on the fried chicken." But at least he was honest about what he did with the money, which makes him better than about, I don't know, 9/10 of these fucking liars on these various e-begging sites.
Yeah, was it not that long ago? There was Opal. I don't know if you know who Opal is. Very, very tiny YouTuber. Went on a channel called The Cunt Stream and did a fundraiser for a vibrator. And she raised like $60 and got the vibrator and then posted pictures of the vibrator. You know, it's just like,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how they have a problem if they actually did what they said they were going to do, even if it was something silly, dude.
Yeah.
I threw in a couple of bucks. So I was like, that's the most honest Kickstarter I've ever seen.
It's a little off the top. There you go. Ding.
Throw a couple dollars into the vibrator fund. Why not? She's a single mom. She needs to have some fun in her life.
It's a rainy day fund. Just for those lonely nights in the
Okay,
it's
well, funny
raining.
you said rainy day fund because that's the one who's in Texas with the flooding right now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's in poor taste, dude. Come on.
Oh.
Well, the poor taste was when she was talking about being really, really hungry and the store's having no food. So I sent her pictures of food. That was.
That's just your calling card, though.
Yeah, and she had met you before, so it couldn't be that unexpected for you to do that to her.
I hope not.
Well, I actually have to go, guys. Thanks for letting me hang out. I just wanted to see if I could set this up, and
Oh yeah, no problem.
you guys are always putting the link down, and I just wanted to see what's this about. But I actually have to get back to work, so
He's bored of
Cool.
tears. He's just like, I need to get out of here fast.
Let me get out of here.
I only had a few minutes, and I have to get back to work. So anyway, I'll see you around, guys. Thanks.
Cool.
All right,
What's going on, man?
Take care.
Later.
All right, that was Lore Master Noja.
In the blink of an
Yeah.
eye, keep going. Vanishes like Batman.
Hey, Carrot's here. I didn't even notice that. God damn it.
Well, Carrot's omnipresent in all streams, so Carrot just
Carrot's-
like a butterfly.
Carrot's Jesus?
Yes, Akino. Noja had to go and continue working on his game, or we were boring. I couldn't
See,
tell you which.
No, it's just a sign of approval. It's no.
Oh.
You just don't see the last end of it. You just have to think of it in your mind.
Yeah, Akino would definitely take care of Opal, but Akino, I hate to tell you this, I believe Opal found a boyfriend in Texas, so whatever dreams you had are probably long since dashed, unfortunately. So there's renewed hope in the send her to jail thing with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What do we got?
Well,
Transition.
there's documents that have just been found, apparently, that state that Comey had instructions from Obama, essentially, and had written up a dismissal of all the charges, claiming that she was innocent way before the investigation really started. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
back into it now. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but
Yeah.
it's just it's definitely just bringing up that stuff all over again. Everybody's like, "Can we get her in jail now?" All over Twitter, and it's like, you know, that's never going to happen. We have two justice systems in the country. If you're poor, you're in one. If you're rich, you're in the other, and you don't have to worry about what you do. So she's the rich justice system's doing whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah. It would do so much to restore my faith in the fucking system if somebody that high up actually got punished, dude. Even if it was just monetary, like, I don't even fucking care. Like, it would be great if they actually went to jail like they should, but even if it was just like they get fined $1 million or something, like, I'd be happy with that at least.
I would be satisfied with a trial.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't go to jail, if they actually just tried her for the crime.
Yeah.
Because anybody else would have to at least go through a trial.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm like chewing on antacid, so I'm definitely not helping right now.
Professional.
all the way. Well, I just drank like fucking a gallon of liquid.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with my throat, but it's really fucking rough lately.
It's all that hot weather, man.
It must be, yeah.
You guys can't get.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you guys obviously can't get that high temperatures very often, dude.
No. 80s and 90s is about average for our summer. You don't usually get much hotter than that.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had a big, probably like 2 or 3 weeks of just like temperature in the 70s.
Yeah.
California's pretty nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my mom was in San Diego, and she said basically the same thing that was going on down there, where it was extremely hot. And San Diego is pretty much always nice. It's kind of notorious for it. They're well known for it. I shouldn't be notorious, I guess, but yeah.
Notorious.
What a horrible thing it is that it's always nice there.
San Diego's like a gangster.
Right.
Hey, talking about the weather in San Diego, you're going to say it's nice, right?
Yeah, I think I've been there plenty of times, and I think it was only once that I've ever been there when it got above 90.
Oh wow, yeah. No, that's it depends on where you're at. The further away from the coast you get, the more hot it gets. So like, we're not that far from the coast where we are, but if you go like an hour further in, you're looking at like at least in the 90s almost all summer long. Like,
Right.
Sacramento and the area around like UC Davis and Sacramento, those places get pretty freaking hot.
That's got to be that's the center, essentially. For people who don't know where the freak Sacramento is, it's
Central California.
Central California. It kicks up to easily in the hundreds.
Well, and if you go almost to Mexico, like really, really Southern California, like Slab City and stuff, that's fucking super hot out there. But that's like literal desert, like actual sandy desert.
Yeah, well, the whole area from the border, like Arizona, California, like along I-10, like that whole stretch for like a good at least 100 miles is all fucking desert and hot as fuck, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. But we're gonna have a wall there soon, so maybe we can keep the heat in Mexico too.
Keeps the heat out.
Heat coming out of Mexico.
Get some giant air conditioner.
At a legal temperature.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, even going to San Diego, yeah, I'm only about halfway into, well, more than halfway into California, going to San Diego. It's really not until you get up into the mountains where the temperature, where it's out, you're getting out of the desert and getting into decent temperatures. That's a good 250, probably good 250 miles, from the California Arizona border to where you get to a decent, low temperature.
Well, like Nevada's the same. Nevada's just a big desert. Utah essentially is pretty much like a big mountainous desert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been to St. George, which is right there on the kind of the little corner, the southwest corner of Utah. Hot as fuck, dude.
Oh yeah, Utah gets pretty bad.
You've run out of things to say when we're talking about the weather.
It was flowing though, at least. It was flowing, dude.
I mean, there are some actual parts of it where like weather makes sense because we transitioned to it from talking about the hurricane to talking about the crazy heat. So like there is some sort of sense that's being made here.
We got Hurricane Irma coming.
Hurricane Irwin?
Irma,
Irma,
which looks like it might be even worse than the one we just had, Harvey.
Yeah.
And it looks like it might hit anywhere from New York to Florida, even maybe hit Texas again.
Jeez.
And,
yeah, I love how specific these newscasters and fucking meteorologists are getting nowadays.
Yeah.
Somewhere between like Mexico and Iceland or Greenland.
At some point, with this many hurricanes flowing through, don't you just give up though? You just throw your hands up and you're like, I can't predict this one.
We have hurricanes every year. I mean, they hit Florida pretty regularly. We just don't hear about it because Florida's used to it. Texas just wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And most of them hit Florida.
Yeah, and basically hit.
Last couple years wasn't Katrina the one that blew over the entire section?
No, that pretty much just took out New Orleans.
That was more Louisiana.
Wasn't what flooded? Was it? They flooded out that entire.
Houston floods pretty easily, but this is like an order of magnitude worse.
Wasn't it like the
And it
Metrodome?
spread it much further.
Wasn't it like
Yeah, and Houston's kind of inland a little bit too. It's not like right on the Gulf. Like there's a little waterway that gets close to it, but it's really not right next to the open Gulf.
Okay.
But they're used to flooding. It's just that this is so much worse, and it's spread so much beyond Houston.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's taking out a huge swath of area that doesn't normally get flooded as well. Because they got hurricane without the wind, it was just torrential downpour.
Yeah.
And then the problem with Irma is it looks like that might be a combination of like more water, which would be really unpleasant for Texas because they're already flooded. So that's definitely not going to help.
Yeah.
But also with the hurricane class wind.
Yeah.
So it would be like the double whammy on top of fucking the shit stick, you know, like
double-ended shit stick.
Yeah. I'm not religious at all, but it does seem like the weather is getting kind of biblical lately, dude.
I think we're hearing more about it. I think it's similar to like the shootings and the stuff like that, where like we just didn't hear about a lot of this stuff because unless it affected you, it never got on the news. But now all of a sudden you're hearing about everything that happens everywhere all the time.
Yeah, so, I don't know, man. It's some pretty serious damage, though, dude.
Well, but I mean, the last big one was Katrina, and then it'll probably be like a year or two, and it'll hit other places instead of the U.S., and then it'll come back. It's not that abnormal.
Well, I think the scale is what I'm talking about, though. The scale, it seems to be kind of ramping up a little. Like there's always, like you said, there's always hurricanes in that just usually aren't hitting directly in, hitting New Orleans directly or hitting Houston directly like they are.
I don't know if the scale is necessarily bigger in as much as when it hits a place that's not prepared, the damage is exponentially larger. So it seems like the scale is bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because New Orleans didn't usually get hurricanes hitting them directly, and again, same thing with Houston.
Yeah, but as far as they rate hurricanes in category, like category 3 and 4 dangerous, category 5 is really dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
These were just category 4. They weren't even like the category 5 super like hurricane. So they're not abnormally like strong.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's the places they hit.
Yeah,
hitting those places directly is what's crazy. They're abnormal, whatever.
Like I think Houston had a similar issue to Louisiana. In Louisiana, they had a certain number of spillways, and they would clean like 2 every year. And spillways are how they kind of like get the water out before it floods the area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so essentially, what it came down to was about every 18 years, the spillway would get cleaned. It was 18 years between each time they would get cleaned, which was pretty long.
Right.
So that's why they had so many problems with the flooding and like essentially there was the maintenance that needed to be done on the infrastructure to prevent the floods had not been done.
Right. They're like, yeah, that'll never happen here.
I think a similar issue started basically happened in Houston area because they just sort of had gotten used to, we'll just get a little bit of flooding and it'll go away, a little bit of flooding and it'll go away. And then suddenly they got hit by the big storm that didn't get blown out over Florida like it usually does.
Right.
And, that's just how that happens, man. You don't take care of the infrastructure.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that going around, dude. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the any information on like the bridges and dams around the country, and, like how horrible a shape they're in.
Oh yeah, that's a big fucking danger area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's gonna get to the point where these fucking dams are gonna start failing, dude, and that's gonna cause some major shit.
And the power grid hasn't been updated in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And unfortunately, like the main reason they give is like this is just not popular with people. Like, this doesn't get anybody elected talking about rebuilding infrastructure. And unfortunately, it seems like it's gonna take some fucking disaster like that before anything gets done. It's gonna take a bridge falling or a dam failing, and fucking people dying before anybody does anything about it.
I hate that you're right. That's so disturbing. I never would have thought of that. Like, it's just not sexy enough.
It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the sad part with a lot of things is like you don't pay attention to it till something bad happens. Nothing gets fixed until something bad happens, and that doesn't work for everything. So it's not a complete science, but for stuff like that, it's like and maintaining your infrastructure, making sure there's money towards that, making sure that you do it, isn't so important until obviously the shit hits the fan. Or as I like to put it, fecal matter hits the rotary oscillator really well, and then it's like, oh right, so that's a thing we should talk about now. It's like, go figure.
Right. Yeah, it sucks that that's the way it fucking works, man. But although it seems like I kind of understand that, like on the state and local level and all that, but it seems like Congress should be aware of that and be able to do something.
Yeah. Well,
problem is it kind of goes to kind of having your fingers in too many pies. Yeah. It comes down to some level of infrastructure, because that is left to, like, you don't want too much federal in your state.
Yes, that's true.
Peanut butter in your chocolate, like you can't do that, because you want that balance.
Well, I think federal is supposed to be more concerned with just making general laws for the country that the states want, and then they should also be worrying about like diplomatic relations. But really, as far as like the state by state infrastructure, it should just be local government taking care of it.
Yeah, this is true.
There is some sort of control coming from the federal side of it, but the main majority of it is pretty much handled by the state. And so it really goes from state to state of how much they want to fund.
A lot of their funding too.
Yeah. Like, is there other people that are able to clean or maintain the waterway or the spillways and stuff like that? It's like, is that a thing that exists?
Right.
So it's like, it's not a sexy thing until something bad happens. And,
that's probably why it went 18 years, is because, again, nobody gave a shit about it because they didn't think anything like that would ever happen there.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like driving a car. Like, when's the last time you guys changed your oil?
Actually, pretty recently. I really try to stay attentive to that. Yeah. I mean, like,
I'm awful about that, dude. Well, not the oil so much as checking the radiator. I'm really bad about checking and make sure there's water in the radiator.
I need to do more often. But like, usually when I check it to go bring it into a place, because like, I live in an apartment. I don't live in a house. I don't have the room to get underneath my car and change the oil myself. Like, I know how to, but it's just too difficult. So you take it.
Plus, you're not really saving a whole lot of money doing it yourself anyway. I mean, it's not much more to just have somebody else do it.
Cruddy oil. And so it's more along the lines, it's like, I go in there, and so what they do, they also check all the other stuff. So typically, they take care of all that stuff for you.
Yeah.
So hopefully I don't have to. But, like, the reason I would do it, I bought this car back in December, and so, like, it hasn't been all that long, and you still have to check it. But only for the sake of, I drove that thing like crazy.
Oh, yeah. You definitely want to make sure it's
doing a lot of dance comps and stuff like that. Like, I would drove it within the first 2 weeks of owning it. I drove it down to Palm Springs and back, which is a good roughly 9-hour drive. Roughly.
Right.
It's
kind of fun.
It was great. It was a fun thing to do with a brand new car, but brand new, air quotes, brand new to me.
Yeah.
But then promptly, like maybe a month or two later, drove it down to LA, and then a month later than that, drove it down to LA again. Wow. So I beat the shit out of this car, and it hasn't even been a year yet. So applaud my car for still loving me and not breaking down.
If you're maintaining it, though, it'll probably do fine.
Doing my best.
Yeah.
So it's the part of adulting I'm learning slowly.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot of people who do not bother to check oil or ever get it changed or do anything like that. They never look at the belts or the hoses or any of that kind of stuff.
See, I need to get better at some of that stuff. But I do have a story with this. So one of my first car was this little like 99 silver Corolla. Oh. And I drove the bejesus out of this thing. Like, I tried to destroy it. You're 18 years old. You're stupid. You don't really know. You're trying to drive. You just got your license. You're going to treat it like shit. It's a hand-me-down.
Yeah, no matter how much your parents or anyone tell you to check the oil and all that shit, you just don't do it.
Yeah, and like I said, I was okay with it, but no, I really wasn't. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I'm a lot better, 10 times better now, if not 1,000. And but I love the crap out of that car. And so I finally had to get rid of it after I got into an accident, repaired it, still drove it, and then the brakes fucking gave out, just like straight up gave out.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was like, all right, I already dropped $2,000. I'm a college student that makes barely any money. I just need some other shitty car that's not going to break down on me. And so I offered it up to my cousin. He fixed it up, and then he gave it to his kid.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And so I was like, great, because he knew I was up. I'm like, good, my car gets to live. It's going to live a happy life being with some other college student's car. Within 2 months, drove it so much, the oil light came on.
Oh, jeez.
And then kept driving until literally burned the engine out.
Wow.
It's like,
So
no.
the engine seized, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. The motor died, the engine died on her, and I was just like, what? No.
Yeah.
It was so heartbreaking hearing that, because it's just like, that's not how that car's supposed to go out. I mean, by something stupid as like simple maintenance. I was like, I don't know, go out doing something cooler. I don't know. I was doing this awesome trip, and I was going to do it with this car, and it died on me. It's like, no. At least I was having one last adventure.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was playing chicken with this other guy, and it went off the cliff. That's the way to go out, dude.
We were getting chased by the feds, and we were driving towards the cliff. We rolled out just in time, and the car drove off into the sunset and crashed, exploded.
I'm in.
Yeah, see, that's how I wanted that car to go. with drugs in the back and trying to get an alibi. I don't know.
It's bright red. Like, even if you don't know a lot about cars, you should know, like, red is a bad sign.
Right.
It's just
the light's not coming on to tell you that everything's fine.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact. When you turn on your car and all of the lights on your dashboard light up at once, that's called the WOW display. It's actually designed that way so that you can check for burned out bulbs.
Wow.
Literally, and it's all capitals. WOW. W-O-W. All in capital letters. It's the technical name for it.
Nice.
I just had a meme moment right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I just thought that was hilarious.
Although, honestly, I'm a big fan of Owen Wilson's wows. Like, it's really
Oh, is that what that is?
that's what that is. That's where that came from. It's for anyone who actually doesn't know that meme. And the thing is it's just perfect. It's so perfect. I love it. Not the meme, but just him saying wow.
I bet that dude is either really fucking smart or really fucking dumb.
I really go for smart.
Yeah.
Because then you're just like, some of the stuff you say just sounds really ridiculous. But you're probably like a really intelligent guy, and I want to give him the benefit of the doubt on that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to instinctively think that people are stupid.
Have you guys ever seen their original Luke and Owen Wilson, the first movie they had, Bottle Rocket?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, that was basically like their first little low-budget movie called Bottle Rocket. You guys should check it out. It's pretty. It's more like kind of a deadpan humor thing, but it's pretty good, man.
So that's his first one?
Yeah, Luke and Owen Wilson, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
I recommend it.
Sounds interesting. I mean, Owen Wilson is generally makes entertaining films, so.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about Luke. I think Luke's pretty. I like Luke too. I don't know if you're a fan of his,
Luke
but
Wilson,
yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of people I don't like watching in Hollywood. Who's that? There's one like really fat chick who does a lot of like comedy. Her sense of humor just doesn't work for me. She did one where she was like a spy or something.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking. I know you're talking.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, her humor just doesn't work for me. Like, I got nothing against her. I don't think she's a bad person or anything like that. I just don't really go for that kind of humor.
Mm.
You know, one actor I really like, and since we were talking about Owen Wilson, and so it made me think about this, is Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah, Jackie Chan.
He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
His stunts are just phenomenal. And like, especially if you watch a lot of the stuff, like the movies he made back in China. Like,
yeah, he's done some amazing
there
shit, dude.
Legit, like actually, like still real. Like I've watched blooper reels.
Yeah.
Of his stunts from those movies, and he really injures himself. Like,
the number of those movies he finished with like a cast that was painted to look like a shoe.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was in Rumble in the Bronx, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was. But still, just like that's a level of dedication, and also working on an entirely different language, like learning English and stuff like that, and seeing English progress slowly. That's dedication to the craft.
Yeah, have you ever seen him like when he jumps over a gate? Like he'll jump from one side to the other and then fucking end up clearing like a big fucking like 10-foot tall gate and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he
It's fucking amazing, dude.
He's like the real Bruce Lee. Like there's a lot of stuff about Bruce Lee that's exaggerated or flat out lied about. Like there's a lot that wasn't. Like Bruce Lee was an amazing martial artist, but there was a lot of other stuff that kind of just got built around the legend kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Legend just kind of got built up, added onto.
I think Jackie Chan actually like gives the reality to like that kind of martial arts where he actually does do all this crazy shit.
Yeah, just the fact that he basically does all his own stunts. Yeah.
There's one.
That's fucking insane.
There's one video. It's from an old movie that he did, where it's him trying to go out the second. It's like looks like a kind of a barn-esque building. It's like a wooden building. He's trying to go out the second window and land on like a little tarp, and then roll off of it. And he whiffs, and he goes out, jumps off a platform, hits the side of the tarp really wrong, and pretty much just like pile drives himself into the ground. Where you can see like his shoulder and his head just like hit are the first things that hit the ground.
Wow.
The dude, like everyone kind of scoops him up and like gets him back on his feet, goes up and does it again.
Wow. Holy shit.
Like just seeing that, I'm like, yeah, and I saw the thing, like him going a little political and getting a little weird. It's like, I can understand that. It's like, just dialing back to the fact that it's like, I like him as an actor. So, I mean, like, we can, it's kind of weird when you start seeing them a little more on a personal scale, like when they start, like sharing that kind of weeds. So, but when it comes down to their entertainment factor, it's like,
Well, I'm a big fan of, I don't fucking want to know about actors other than just see this stuff.
Yeah. There's very few that I give a shit about, dude. And I definitely don't want to hear their political opinions.
Well, I just want the monkey to dance. I don't want to see under the monkey's diaper. I don't want to know what the monkey put in the diaper. I just want to fucking see the monkey do the dance.
Yeah.
It entertained me.
The fact
that's like, all your fault.
Yeah, how many fucking actors actually have like anything that is remotely nuanced opinion about anything?
What was it? I don't want to hear about fucking what's his name? Oh, he was in Cocktail.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Tom
I don't want to
Cruise.
hear Tom Cruise telling me whether I should take psych meds because he thinks
Scientology, man.
or any of his Scientology shit, and then jumping up and down on the couch talking about loving this fucking girl. Like, yeah, you're dating a young girl and she still sucks your dick. Of course you love her. I'm sure all the women you dated for a long time before that finally got tired of it and were like, maybe I still want to suck your dick every day. Come on, man. But, I don't want to do that. I don't give a shit about that stuff. I just want to see him be the badass in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, he's like fucking goblin. He's like 4'11". 4'9".
No. Tom Cruise clearly sold his soul to the devil because the fucker does not age.
Oh, yeah, no, he does not.
He doesn't. Either that or he drinks the blood of young people and, like, gains his youth back.
It's funny you should say that because there is scientific basis for that, ironically.
That's creepy.
Okay, so
that's actually okay. I was joking. So that's like, wait, hold on a sec. Let's put some fact behind that crazy statement.
Oh yeah, the mice.
Yeah, they reverse mice's aging by injecting them with blood from younger mice.
Wow, that's
figured out how to do
really scary.
There's more to it than that, but that's the basics of it.
Yeah, well, of
so
course.
Maybe Tom Cruise just has a stable of children that he gets blood from every now and again and injects himself with little kid blood.
This is so dark.
They call it a kitty fusion.
Kitty fusion. Oh, come on. You can do better than that.
It's the newest Hollywood thing, the kitty fusion. You know, it's like the people that come over and give you the hangover cure with an IV, except it's just, little children's blood.
Yeah. Or maybe the dudes that he sleeps with, like he asked them for like transfusions too. The young guys he sleeps with.
Could be.
That's like, oh, who is it?
Santa Claus.
No,
Father Time.
the guy who used to play for the Magic, the Orlando Magic. Magic Johnson.
Okay, because I'm never gonna get
Oh.
that. I
So Magic Johnson, like
Yeah.
they had a South Park bit there.
He
for,
played
like,
for the Lakers. Did you say he played for the Orlando Magic?
Oh no, sorry. I was thinking Orlando Magic because I was
Yeah.
thinking Magic Johnson.
Oh, okay, I got
That's
you.
the only reason I thought about that. Like that's where my brain went. Yeah, no.
Okay, not really essential, but go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways, the whole.
I mean, I didn't
South
need
Park
to
bit
interrupt
where
you
he
as well.
surrounded I think he had like AIDS or something, and so he surrounded himself with a lot of money. And so, like, that was the reason. Like, he slept with like piles of money around him, and that's the only reason why the AIDS was killing him, is because he was just surrounded in money.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
They learned that you have to like inject like what $10,000 into your bloodstream for you to like keep
Yeah.
some AIDS.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you're rich. We got the cure for you. Yeah, it really is amazing how pretty much from that point on, AIDS went from being instant death, or not instant death, but like incurable, to being a manageable disease. They're like,
Yeah,
oh
I
shit,
think
we
we
can't let
did.
magic die.
Interferon and stuff like that, they'd start coming out right around that time. So
Yeah.
sort of like staved off the worst of it.
You know, it's weird. It didn't seem like they announced. Do you remember them making any specific announcement about the fact that AIDS wasn't a death sentence anymore?
No, because it doesn't. It's not. If it's not bleeding, it's not legal.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
wants to
ridiculous,
do
though. I know it's
Nobody
not a cure, but still, it keeps. They found something that works that keeps people from dying from AIDS.
Yeah, but
And
nobody
then-
wants to hear that story. Nobody wants to be like, oh, so you don't have to necessarily die from AIDS anymore. Everybody wants the
Yeah.
story of the person slowly dying.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude.
No one wants the slow burn. They want the fast and easy, exciting looking.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, that's the thing.
Right. Although it is funny that, well, not funny, but just weird, I guess, that Chris Rock actually predicted that like 20 years ago. He was like, yeah, they're not going to cure anything anymore. They're going to find a way to that you can live with it. And that's exactly what happened.
No, well, it makes sense.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what he said. He's like, there's no money in a cure. You get it to where you can charge them and keep them living, but not actually cure it. That's where the money's at.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm just going to throw this out there. Thanks to William Stenchever, Illuminati vampires are confirmed real.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to watch out, man. That's the real ones running the system.
Illuminati vampires running it all.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the pictures of like the old timey Nicolas Cage? Like there's some guy that was born like the 1800s, or Jay-Z. There's one of Jay-Z in like the late 1800s, early 1900s.
It'll be funny. Like, if suddenly like they take over the world, they're like, no, this really was us. We've been biding our time, and now we own everything.
And you guys have all been injected with chips, so don't act up.
Yep, that's when it'll happen. Once we're all chipped.
Yeah, we'll never know how we got them, but it turns out we've all been injected at some point.
Oh wow, we're dead. We're all dead.
We're all dead?
We're all dead.
Damn it. Wow.
Well, I'm thinking we might want to start calling it at this point, because I am like starting to fall asleep. Like,
Well,
it's not being able to sleep for the last couple of days because of the heat. So I'm just like,
Well, it was actually nice to like stay this long.
oh yeah, no, it's been
Yeah.
Because I never get to stay this late because fuck that on a work night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but-
yeah. You have tomorrow off, huh?
Yeah. I don't have to work tomorrow,
Right
so it's
on.
nice to stay later. We got
Okay.
you got
Well,
Doja
we'll
in
keep
here.
going. We'll keep going. I just was like,
No,
I thought you had to go to work, and I'm like, man, I'm ready to go to sleep.
no. The only reason I'm staying here is I don't have to work tomorrow. Like I usually peace out about an hour hour ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's,
That and the love making, but yeah.
the sweet look.
The mounting.
Dun
Oh,
dun.
here we go.
The mounting has begun.
There we go. About 2 hours. That's not too bad.
Yeah,
All right.
That's not
Yeah.
I like that.
probably close to like 2.5 hours. But
I'll get.
Yeah, almost
Eh.
2.5.
We're splitting hairs by that point. 30 minutes. That's not
Yeah.
a lot.
well, we had a guest, if not the guest we were hoping.
That's still good. I'll take
Yeah,
take
maybe
no
next
over
time.
nobody.
Well, I'm
Maybe
absolutely-
next time. You don't give up on that.
I'm gonna keep tweeting him to see if he'll join. I don't think he will, but
Every Sunday.
I'll try it Thursday and Sunday every single time.
Yeah. Make him say no. Make him give you a no.
Or just block me. Or
Right.
ignore me because he probably has so many tweets anyway that it's really
Go
easy
for
to
the
ignore.
personal message next time, though. Like, go for like that.
I can't direct message him.
Oh, you can't. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I figured his DMs had to be closed, dude.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I'm
got
sure
to
you'd get
be
flooded.
Following
Yeah.
you, so usually you can't DM somebody if they're not following you back. So like if I go to let's see,
We do this while we're.
if I go to Datewise, you see it gives me the option to tweet to and message, whereas like Mediocre, it just gives me the option to tweet to.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, unless they had their DMs open, which again, he's got what, 300, 400,000 subscribers. Like, there's no way you can keep your DMs open if you're that, that many fucking fans, dude.
Oh, you'd be absolutely out of your fucking mind if you did that.
Yeah.
Just let the box fill up and then just watch the people as you delete all of your messages.
Oh,
Right.
man, that would be the
Zero
worst.
fucks given.
Well, especially Mediocre, because like half of his message would just be like asshole memes.
Right.
We're controlling the shit out of him constantly. He'd just have a fucking message like 100 fucking Pakistani and fucking all sorts of memes and shit.
Yeah. Although he does interact pretty well on Twitter, though, dude. He'll respond back to people.
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
except for us. 'Cause
Right.
man.
Losers.
All right.
Losers.
Well, let's go off air. So thank you all for joining us. Great fans, love you guys.
Thank you. This is Englehearth, Stabby, and it's